68 on the calendar in the matter of Noma versus Drake. Players have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Noma, you rented a room in your home to the defendant. According to you, she moved out, and she owes you for the last month's rent. In addition, you claim that she left the place a mess, she caused some damage to the room, and you want to be compensated for that. Ms. Drake says she owes you absolutely nothing. She didn't have to give you any sort of notice for the last month because your conduct gave her the willies. And you're a bit of a control freak, and it was really your conduct that forced her to move. In addition, she says she left the room in substantially the same condition that she found it. It was a mess when she found it. That's the way she left it. Right?
Correct.
How did you find this room, Miss Drake?
Well, when I first moved in, the paint on the walls, part of it was painted.
I don't mean how did you find the... How did you locate this room to rent?
Oh, through a mutual friend.
When?
Late October, the beginning of November.
Did you sign a lease?
No, I did not.
You had a month-to-month tenancy?
Yes, basically.
When did you move in?
I moved in the beginning of November.
Give me the day.
If I have to throw a date out there, probably the 8th, between the 8th or the 10th.
Did you pay November's rent?
Yes, I did.
What was the rent?
$550.
Did you pay December's rent?
December, I believe I was a bit late on that one. Yes, I did.
Why were you late?
I had just lost my job, and it took me a couple days to get the money, but I came up with it.
What about January?
January, yes, I paid that.
Is that correct, Mr. Noma?
Yes, she did, Your Honor, but she still owes me for a bounce check, which is another case.
Don't tell me about another case. You know, I'm not as young as I used to be. I can only think about one thing at a time.
Your Honor. She still does owe me $335 for that.
Are you confusing me again, Mr. Noma?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
January she paid $550. Is that right?
Correct.
February?
February, I paid.
She did pay, but she owes me late charges for that.
But she paid it?
She paid.
It's March we're talking about.
Yes, we're talking about March, Your Honor.
Okay. What happened in February, Miss Drake, that caused you to move out of the house?
Basically, the living conditions, I couldn't deal with it anymore.
That is really kind of mushy. I don't understand that.
Well, basically, Hiroshi, he became too controlling. My privacy was invaded. People were going into my room. There was an incident where he went into my room while I was going to get the rent to pay the landlord, and he had found something that didn't even belong to me. And
Your Honor,
at that instant when I got back, he came and attacked me in front of all his friends and totally humiliated me. And
what did he find?
He found a bong in my room, which belonged to the guest.
What is that?
Smoking tool to use if you were to smoke drugs in one of my friend's possessions, which I wasn't aware of until that morning before I left.
So he found drug paraphernalia in your room.
Correct.
That's what we used to call drug paraphernalia. Now they call it something else.
Yeah, man.
Okay. How did you find this in her room?
I went into her room February. She knows that I went into her room.
She knows now.
She knows.
Why did you go into her room?
Because, Your Honor, I was looking for something. I was looking for something that she told me to look for.
What?
I believe it was a receipt, a contract that we had because she wasn't paying on time. So I had to go into her room and look for that contract, and I told her about it.
Just a minute, I want you to, Mr. Noma.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You can't double talk me, Mr. Noma. First you said she told you to go inside the room to look for a contract. Mm-hmm. Did she tell you where to go and look in her room?
It was on the table.
That's not my question.
Yes, she did. On the table.
She said, go into my room. The contract is on the table.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you said, Miss Drake?
No, it's not.
No, Mr. Noma, listen to me, because then you said I went into her room. She knew I was going to look for it.
That's a lie.
There's a difference. You have to be very careful, Mr. Noma. You may have a just cause today. If you fudge the truth, you're not going to be successful. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were snooping around in her room?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. And you found this drug paraphernalia?
Yes, ma'am.
Much better. You see how easy that was? Then you don't get tortured.
I apologize.
Right? I don't like to torture people. It doesn't make me feel terrific. Okay, so you were snooping around in her room and you confronted her with the drug paraphernalia?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was there when you confronted her with the drug paraphernalia?
One of her friends was in the room when I confronted her in her room. I knocked on her door, went in her room, and talked to her about it. She kept denying it. All my friends were outside in the living room. They were not in the room. That room is about 15 by 15. All 7 people cannot fit in a small room.
Fine. Okay, now, Mr. Noma, let's get back to what you are suing for, which is March's rent.
Yes, ma'am.
Was Miss Drake living in her room in March?
No, ma'am. She gave me a 30-day notice at the end of February, an oral agreement that we had.
Did you give him the 30-day notice?
I gave him a notice, yes, probably, I believe it was February 26th or 27th, right before I moved, because I couldn't live there anymore. I told him I can't deal with it. This is my notice.
Okay. And basically what you're telling me is you left because he was invading your space.
Correct. It was unbearable.
And you
It was
felt that he had
unlivable.
violated the terms of your tenancy by going into your room without your permission.
Correct.
I agree. Okay?
Yeah.
I agree with you. You moved out on what date?
The 27th of February.
Did you take all of your stuff with you?
No, I did not.
What did you leave there?
I still have yet to move my furniture.
Then you owe him for March rent. Because just because you're behind isn't sleeping in the room, if your furniture and personal property is in the room, you're still renting his room. Do you understand?
Correct.
You can't walk out and say, well, I'm going to go hang out with my friends and I'll go get my property whenever I feel like it. I don't have to pay rent there from not sleeping there.
He didn't say I had to pay the rent for March. He said, we actually settled a date. I don't remember the date exactly. He had told me if you don't have your stuff out by this date. And he said he would not let me get my stuff until I paid the rent.
Just a second. When did you go back there to get your stuff after the 27th of February?
Around between the 10th to the 14th or something like that of March, I went and got all my mail and my clothing, and I had told him if I could leave my furniture in the room, and then he had asked me if one of his friends could sleep on my bed and use my furniture while it was still there, and I agreed to that.
But you had your stuff there without his permission until the 15th of March.
Well, he knew it was...
I don't care what he knew. You had your stuff there, along with your clothing and everything else, until the 15th of March.
Correct.
And he hadn't given you permission between the 27th of February and the 15th of March to leave your stuff there, only after the 15th of March. Is that right?
Correct.
That's why he's not suing you for April and May and June. So you owe him $550. Now let's get to the condition of the room.
Your Honor, the condition of the room was fine when she moved in. Prior to her moving in, one of our mutual friends was there. He never really had stuff. He never really posted anything on the walls. She posted posters on the walls. There's like
Show me
tape.
photographs.
I do have photographs of a hole in the door, which one of her friends did. And this is an agreement that we had that she's going to reimburse me of any damages that she incurs in the room.
Who wrote this?
I did.
You're not going to law school, are you?
No, ma'am, but I was planning to.
I don't think so. Okay. Got a cigarette burn. Got some schmutz on the carpet. How did the hole get put in the door?
That was from a water bottle that was tossed by one of my friends to another friend of mine, and they didn't catch it, and it hit the door.
Well, so you have to fix that, right?
Yes.
So you owe him $865, $315 for the door and $550 for rent. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Good luck. Have a happy life.
Party's up, excused. You may step out.
It was just too crazy, controlling, and
Her parents would call about 5 times every day looking for her.
calling my parents by my bag, calling my job, snooping through my things.
I wasn't really snooping around or trying to be sneaky and stuff like that.
Basically, it was just crazy.
At the end, when I finally got fed up, I mean, I can't help people who can't help themselves.
Like living with my parents again, basically.
Don't be fooled by other people. They might be nice, but you don't know what's underneath them.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ottoman versus Richardson, step forward.
21-year-old student Joseph Ottoman is suing fellow student Timothy Richardson for assaulting him outside a bar. Timothy says a drunken Joseph and his female friends started the fight.
Mr. Ottoman, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you outside of a bar.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Richardson says that there was an altercation outside the bar, but that altercation was started by you and finished by him, right?
Correct.
When was it?
It was August 28th.
And what's the name of the bar you were in?
The bar I saw these guys in earlier was called the Mystique.
That's where you had been for the evening?
Well, it was one of the places.
Is that the last place that you were in?
No, ma'am.
Well, what's the last place?
A bar called Zydeco's.
How many bars had you been to in total that evening?
those two.
What time had you arrived at Mystique?
Probably around 10.
Who were you with?
I arrived by myself. I was meeting two girls down there.
What time did you leave Mystique?
Oh, must have been around midnight.
And that's when you went to this Zydecoats. And how long did you stay there?
Till it closed.
What time?
2.
Who drove?
We walked. One of the girls I was with lives about 2 blocks away from downtown, and we were walking to her house from there.
What happened when you left Zydecoats and you were walking home at 2 o'clock in the
We
morning?
were walking home to this girl's house. She points them out. They were across the street from us. She's all, there's those guys that were talking to me earlier. They start saying some things. I'm on my phone. I'm not paying attention. All of a sudden I hear, F you, slut, blah, blah, blah. I say, what's going on here? I go run up to them. And I mean, it was a very awkward situation. I mean, 2 in the morning, all of us, 21, 22, nobody there was sober. It was a very drunken situation.
Well, that's good.
It could have very easily been avoided.
Mr. Ottoman, that's the first good thing that you've said to me, sir. You said we were all drunk.
Sure.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Ottoman, you can't speak for anybody else, so I assume that what you're really saying was, I was drunk.
Sure.
So you acted with a certain amount of reckless abandon by running across the street.
I agree.
Good. Now, what happened when you got there?
Words were exchanged.
By the way, who were you talking to on the phone?
I couldn't tell you.
What do you mean you couldn't tell me? You said you were on the phone.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do know it's a girl named Corey. She was one of the ones that was actually there, but she was inside for some reason. I don't know why. I was calling her.
I don't understand why you were talking to her if she was inside. Did
Me
she
either.
call you?
I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't because you don't remember?
No, I don't know why I was calling her. I was with her.
Okay. You don't know why you were calling her. So you ran across the street and you said what to Mr. Richardson?
Well, actually, Ashley ran across the street, and I followed her.
Ashley?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was also drunk?
Yes. The one that they were talking to.
What did she say when she went running across the street?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
And you went running after her?
Yes, ma'am.
Keep going.
After I get over there, words were exchanged. Started a little scuffle. I don't know exactly.
What do you mean a scuffle? I don't understand what that means, scuffle.
Sizing each other up, I guess.
I don't know what that means, sizing each other up.
There was no physical contact until I turned around, walking away, about 5 steps away, not even looking at this guy, runs up, hits me in the back of my head, and I fall down on my face. I bust 2 teeth out on the concrete.
Mm-hmm. And you hadn't hit him?
And he jumps in his car.
Just a second. And you hadn't hit him?
No.
And nobody...
No physical contact whatsoever.
And you're positive of that?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what the assault is about?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So what you're saying is you were too drunk, you didn't connect?
Right.
He did.
When my back was turned and I was walking away.
Listen to me. You know what happens sometimes?
What?
Doodle happens.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joseph Ottoman says he was assaulted outside a bar by fellow student Timothy Richardson. Timothy says Joseph started it, and he finished it.
Now we'll hear you, Mr. Richardson.
Well, first off,
Listen to me. See my eyes?
Yeah.
That's where your eyes are going to be. Not on your shoes, not on your hands. Right here.
Okay. Where the altercation happened, it was like 2 blocks behind Old Town, where all the bars were. And I was with some other friends that were out there, and I was walking with them. I lost my ride, and so I got on the cell phone, and as I got off the phone, I heard this Ashley, I presumed was his girlfriend, why the whole thing got started in the first place. And I heard her say something to me. I replied with no vulgarity. I just looked over, I replied nice. I was like, hey girl, what's up? And before she even said anything, he came out and started saying, oh, you know, F you, F this, you talking, blah, blah, all of that. And I was like, I'm not even talking to you, what's your problem? And then he came out into the middle of the street and was challenging me to come to him. And like, I don't have a habit of going and picking a fight when I'm outnumbered and all that. So I was just like, okay, yeah, that's right, I'll keep walking away. He's like, yeah, you know, you effing P word, keep walking away. I was like, all right, buddy, that's right, I'll keep walking away. So when I got to the car, he came and he got in my face, and that was the only time that I remember saying anything vulgar at all, because he was in my face. And
okay.
And then on the second encounter, I tried to get away, and it's in the police report. He's like, yeah, that's right, get back in your effing Subaru. And he was in my face, and then when he tried to sidestep him, that's when confrontation arose. He pushed me, and the next thing I know, he comes at me, punching me. And he actually connected with the last punch. He hit me in the lip. I fell down. I yelled for Chris, and that's when he rose his hands up, and he's like, I'll F Chris up. And when he backed up and put his hands up, I didn't want it, because I was kind of on my knees. I felt vulnerable. So I jumped up, hit him in the side of the face, and he had fell down. And then his other friend, came to us trying to confront us. He's like, oh, what have you done? Because I saw that he, you know, I hit him once, he fell to the ground, and I knew, you know, he was in bad shape. And then his other friend came to us, and at that point, I thought the best thing to do was to leave, and we got out of there.
Okay. Who's Emily?
She was a lady who lived in the apartment building right in front of where...
Yes! The only one who's not a friend, who says there was a lot of cursing, both sides. Doesn't know who started the physical fight, but there was definitely an acknowledgement of a fight. 3 or 4 punches were thrown by each guy. Then the fella in the white pants hit another fella in the neck or head, and Joe fell face first into the street. I came outside to help. I kept him from getting up before the ambulance arrived. Emily says she saw lots of fighting before you got hit, sir.
It was drunken fighting. Now, you gotta understand, there was no contact made. I understand I was drunk. I admit that.
Listen to me. If you were drunk and there was lots of fighting, she says she saw a lot of fighting. So what you're saying is you were too drunk, you didn't connect.
Right.
He did.
When my back was turned and I was walking away.
Listen to me. He did.
Right.
He connected.
Okay.
You were too drunk to connect.
Right.
Why are you here?
Because I was walking away, calling it a night. When he decided to connect was when I was walking away, trying to get out of there. I didn't want any more to do with the situation. I was already talking to him, face back to this guy. He decides, runs up, hits me in the back of the head, jumps in his car, and takes off.
You know what happens sometimes?
What?
Doodle happens. That's what happens when you're drunk and stupid. You know who started it? You and Ashley. You know who finished it? He did. You started it. He finished it. Stop being a crybaby. That's what happens when you're 21 years old and drunk and stupid. Things happen. And you ended up without 2 front teeth. That's your fault. It's not my fault. It's not his fault. Sometimes when you act drunk and stupid, you get the worst of the fight. Ends up on your face. That's what happens sometimes. So if you want to take this as a good life's lesson, sir, you don't drink until you're so stupid that you don't remember who you're talking to on the phone, what you're talking about. You stay sober enough to remain in control of your actions. And when you don't come crying to courts and say, you got to help me now because I was drunk and stupid. If I make myself clear to you, your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused, Mason. Your Honor, this is case number 43 on the calendar in the matter of McManus versus Leal. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
All right, Mr. McManus, it is your claim that the defendant, Mr. Leal, owes you, really you and your wife, for 2 loans that you made to him during the course of his relationship with your daughter.
Correct.
One was for $1,500 towards the purchase of a car for him.
Yes.
The second was $125 that he needed because he was short of rent, and he called you and asked you for the money. Mr. Leal says that you generously agreed to help him buy this car, and it was a gift. The $1,500 was a gift, and as was the $125 that you gave him towards the rent. Mr. Leal is counterclaiming because he says when he attempted to break off the relationship with your lovely daughter, she threw a hissy fit and broke a whole bunch of his property. Yes. Correct, sir? I'm going to start with you. When were you and Elizabeth dating?
January, I believe.
Of what year?
Was it 2003?
Elizabeth, when?
It was in March of 2003.
March.
And there was a time that you lived together. Would you tell me when that was?
After dating there, we actually both moved to Michigan, where I went to school at, and Mr. McManus wasn't too happy there.
Oh, this is a whole saga here. When did you live together, Mr. Leal?
But I moved down, and that was in January, I believe.
2004?
Yes.
Now, you didn't have a car.
No.
You were sharing a car with Elizabeth?
Yes.
You wanted your own car, and you approached your parents. Mm-hmm. And they agreed to give you how much money?
They gave me about $3,900.
Go ahead.
I found a car that was well decently priced for $4,900.
You saw a car for $4,900. Mm-hmm. All you had was $3,900. Mm-hmm. So what did you do, Gilbert?
I didn't really think twice about it. At the time, I didn't really find anything that was working with $3,900.
Life is very short.
Right.
And I have a lot of work to do.
Right.
So, you have $3,900. Mm-hmm. The car you want is $4,900. What did you do?
Well, we were living together, like you already know. At the time, me and Elizabeth kind of briefly discussed it a little bit, but it still wasn't anything, too serious. So her dad approached me with helping me.
Gilbert, at some point you had to call Mr. McManus and say, I have $3,900. The car I want is $4,900. Can you help me out?
Right.
So, I don't want to put words in your mouth. That's not what I do. How did the McManuses find out that the car you sought exceeded your bank account?
Through Elizabeth.
Did you discuss with your parents the fact that his eyes were bigger than his stomach?
Yes, Your Honor, and there was a...
Just a second.
Okay.
So he told you, and you went to your parents.
Uh-huh. He also spoke to my parents.
Just a second. Who went there first, Elizabeth?
Me, okay.
And what did you say to mother and or father?
I told them that Gil had backed my car into someone else's car in a Taco Bell parking lot and took off paint that he said he was going to pay for, and that the whole car situation wasn't working out, and he needs a car so he can get to work and I can do my thing. Can you...
That's what you told your parents?
Yes.
Can you what?
Can you help him out by giving him a loan?
Who did you discuss it with, your father or your mother?
My mom.
What did your mother say?
We had offered to loan Gil the money well before he found the car. And then they moved down here. And he found the car, and then Elizabeth called and said, he could really use that help of that loan that you had offered him. Because the car that he wants is $5,000, and his parents was able to give him $3,500. And so we gave Gil a loan for $1,500.
That was in February of 2004?
Yes.
Now, when did you break up?
March 14th, 2004.
So, a couple of weeks later, right? But there was a second loan. What was the second loan about?
Well, before they moved down, I had told him that if he needed help making the rent, food, whatever, to cover his share, if he were to advise me if he was in any problem, that I would be willing to help. He called me directly on the phone, said he was short of the rent. I knew that she didn't want to hear about that problem because she was struggling to make up her end of it.
So he gave him $125.
On the condition he'd pay me back when his first time he got paid, which would have been within 10 days, as I remember it. I've never heard from him since.
Now, a couple of weeks later, you decided you wanted out of this relationship. Tell me why.
We had been arguing pretty much when we moved in. It was just tough on us. I wasn't working full-time, and she then started talking with her ex-boyfriend and different things like that, and disregarded our relationship altogether. I said it wasn't going to work out, so
now let's
I
get to your
decided to move.
counterclaim, Gilbert.
Well, counterclaim was that day that I moved out that night. She decided to help me move by breaking my stuff and throwing it at me. On top of that, I had two items that were very close to me and very personal to me that she threw and lost.
Allow me to intervene if I may. If I could be so bold, Judge.
You can't. You have to apologize.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You double lock the door from the inside. Mm-hmm. Nasty. Take your hands off your hip.
Sorry. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. That was nasty. And he said, I'm leaving. And I snapped.
And later today...
You have a drug problem?
No, ma'am.
So then why weren't you working?
We were working.
Well, two people working, it would seem to me you could have some sort of place for your children.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Elizabeth McManus and her parents, Rich and Manon McManus, claim Elizabeth's ex-boyfriend, Gilbert Layell, owes for a loan to buy a car and unpaid rent.
Go ahead.
We did have a big fight. And what he's referring to is that he left the apartment for 2 hours. Didn't tell me where he was going. Nothing. And I ended up locking the doors on him, and I went to bed. And so whenever he came back, he's pounding on the door, and I wasn't going to let him in because...
I mean, you double locked the door from the inside. Mm-hmm. Nasty.
I was trying to do that.
Take your hands off your hip.
Sorry. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. That was nasty. I was trying to show him that don't just leave me for hours and don't tell me where you go. So what I'm trying to get at is that he came in the house, and it ended up that he said, I'm sick of this. I'm leaving. And I snapped. Your Honor, I was very upset because we have this agreement to be living together, and he's trying to bail on me. So I said, I will help you move out. And I took his things, and I went like that. And the rock he was referring to and an angel that were important to him, the last I ever saw those items were on the bed.
What did you break, Elizabeth?
I don't believe I broke anything.
You were throwing his stuff.
I shoved it off the table. I didn't, throw it as like launching it at him.
You didn't pick up my glasses and throw them at me, crush them and throw them at me?
I tossed things across the room.
Elizabeth, now your brother is dying to say something. Was he there that evening?
He was not there that fight.
Mr. McManus, you want to say anything?
Yeah, briefly, when
Well, then stand up.
Stand up by me, honey.
When Gil was moving out the final time, he was fully packed, and at no point did I witness any destructive act.
Well, your sister already has told me that she threw his stuff around, right? So you're not going to say she didn't,
dispute that.
because she couldn't. Good.
But I don't believe that it was a result in any destructiveness, meaning his items at no point, to my observations, were broken as a result of any arguable tantrums.
Good.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Yes.
When Elizabeth and Gil came home, and Elizabeth found out about the $125, what came out was, Mom, he wasn't short $125. He's still short $200 for the rent. I have a hole in my wall. I have a hole in my door because he's gotten upset and he's creating damage. And I said to Elizabeth at that time, he can't stay. I don't mind supporting you. You're my daughter. I'm not going to support your boyfriend.
I got it. I got it. One of the problems is your husband, behind his daughter's back, had a conversation with Gilbert. He was well-meaning, but he said to Gilbert, look, so you're going to be short. If you're short, you let me know because I'll help you out. I can understand why Elizabeth was annoyed because he's supposed to be taking care of business and he wasn't taking care of business. Right, Elizabeth?
Yes, and...
All right. But I'm going to tell you something that you said to me. It was really kind of stupid. And that is, if he decided to move out because you weren't getting along, why you lost your temper, I don't know. I would have thrown him a party. Not thrown his things, I would have thrown him a party. And you really had no right to lock him out of the apartment because irrespective of where he got the money, he was paying rent. Now, Gilbert, your parents love you?
Yes.
Is that why they were helping you with your money?
Yes.
Mr. McManus doesn't love you. And the reason he was helping you was because of his daughter, not because of you. He doesn't care whether he doesn't see you starting today until hell freezes over. Now, are you a moral person, Gilbert?
Yes, Your Honor.
Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. You see, now, if I was superstitious, I would say, when you sneeze after you say something, it's because you're telling the truth. So Mr. McManus really doesn't care whether he sees you from today until hell freezes over.
Elizabeth McManus and her parents, Rich and Manon McManus, claim Elizabeth's ex-boyfriend, Gilbert Layell, owes for a loan to buy a car and unpaid rent.
Are you working now, Gilbert?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you get to work last week?
Another car that I own.
When did you sell the Camaro, Gilbert?
No, I didn't sell the Camaro yet. But
Where
I'm
is
going
it?
to. It's in my possession.
What kind of car did you buy, Gilbert?
Just another commute car, like a little Civic.
Why would you do that, Gilbert?
I planned on selling the Camaro, so I needed something that was a little less. The Camaro was giving me a lot of problems as far as...
Well, I hope that you sell it for at least $1,500, Gilbert.
I hope.
Because you owe the McManuses $1,500. I'm surprised at you, sir. I'm really surprised that you committed yourself to another car that you purchased and paid for while still having the old one and didn't have the good judgment and the moral compass to say, these people were nice to me, and I'm going to see to it that they get their money back. The $125 for rent, sir, that's your problem. Put your hand down. That's your problem. You offered, he accepted, you gave him $125. Don't do it again. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500, which is the amount of money that you loaned him for the car. Now, as far as your personal property is concerned, Gilbert, you have photographs of the personal property that you destroyed?
No, I don't.
You have bills and receipts for the personal property she destroyed?
No, ma'am.
Well, I can't help you, sir. Thank you. That's all. Counterclaims dismissed.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I felt that I shouldn't have to pay $2,000 for a rock and a stone, especially to a pathological liar like he is.
The only thing I really cared about was my family things that were handed down to me.
What upset me was that he lied to them.
Well, after everything was broken, I didn't really care.
He took advantage of me too. I could go on, but that'd take all day.
She just was upset that I do that.
I think she's come away a little wiser for it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Plaster versus Deal. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Shirley Bonnie Plaster is suing her former friend, 25-year-old homemaker Tamara Deal, for unpaid child care fees. Tamara says Bonnie agreed to take her children so they wouldn't have to live in a gang-infested neighborhood.
Ms. Plaster, it is your claim that the defendant, who has 3 children, owes you for child care. Her children lived with you for a period of time. She gave you some money, but you still claim she owes you $1,500.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Deal says she owes you nothing because of one of 2 things. Either you waived any support during the mediation that you evidently had about something, and second, that there was never any agreement to pay you for taking care of her children. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why was she taking care of your children?
I had some problems in the neighborhood that I was living in, and it was basically a bad community, and I had to do what was best and get my children out of there as soon as possible.
And how long did they all stay with you?
From June the 11th, Bradley stayed with me until March the 4th, and then the others from August and October until March the 4th.
Where were you living during all of this time?
I recently...
Richard, don't look down. Look at me.
I recently moved out of the apartment that I was moving in because of the community, and I went to stay in hotels. That's why I thought it was best that Bonnie helped me out and take care of my kids.
Who were you living in the hotels with?
Me and the father of my children.
You have a drug problem?
No, ma'am.
Did he?
No, ma'am.
So then why weren't you working?
We were working.
Well, 2 people working, it would seem to me you could have some sort of place for your children.
Right, at the time, you know, struggling, trying to keep up the bill of the hotel and the gas to go back and forth to work and the money to eat on, it took us a long time to try to save the money up so that we could get on our feet.
You knew Miss Plaster through your mother, is that right?
Not only through my mother, but she took custody of my cousin when he was about 9 months old.
How old is he now?
16.
So she's a very good parent.
Yes.
What arrangements did you make to pay her for taking care of your children?
I gave her $150 a week, every week.
Is that right?
She was paying me $150, then she fell behind in November and stopped paying me.
How come?
Back in November, I lost my brother. I had to take some leave of absence from work, and when I went to go back to work in December, they asked me not to come back because I'd been off work for so long, so I wasn't getting a check every week. And then 2 weeks after that, my grandmother passed away as well.
Now, what about the father of these children?
He was with me.
Why wasn't he giving her any money?
He wasn't bringing home much. You know, $200-300 a week is basically getting us by. I mean, it's $350 for a week of hotel.
If it's $350 a week for hotel, madam, you can find a small apartment for less than that.
No, not
a
where
month.
we live.
Where do you live?
In Virginia.
Sure you
It's
can.
$1,200 a month for an apartment.
Yeah.
And when you're bringing home $300 a week, that's not making it much. It's
Well,
not
you
gonna
just
make a
told me it
rent
was
payment.
$350 a week for a hotel room.
Yeah, and we were struggling. And that's why I told Mrs. Plaster that when I got my taxes that I would give her some money because I didn't pay her in November when I lost my job.
So how much money did you give her?
$1,000.
And how much money do you owe her?
Nothing. After I gave her the $1,000, nothing was said until I was served with a court paper.
Ms. Plaster, I'll hear you.
She paid me $1,000 February the 12th, and I watched the kids from February the 12th to March the 4th when they took them out of there. She owed me $2,000 on February the 12th. She gave me $1,000.
So she owes you $1,600.
Right. But I rounded off to make it just even $1,500.
She said in November, I assume when you stopped working, you got behind.
Correct.
And you were behind $2,000. You gave her $1,000 at that time in February.
That's not right. I mean, a month, that's $600. Okay, That's what if I owe her anything, that's what I should have been owing her. But I gave her the $1,000 in February because I didn't give her any money for December.
When you gave her the $1,000 in February, did you take your children home?
No, I took them home
Just a
in
second.
March.
So they stayed with her for another month, another 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Are they with you now?
Yes, they are.
Who else do you live with?
The father of my kids.
You have 3 children with this man. Is there any reason why you're not married to him?
The time isn't right. I mean...
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Turn of a cat.
Now, this is case number 1 on the calendar in the matter of Abel versus Lemke. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Abel, you and Mr. Lemke were dating each other, and according to your complaint, you moved into a home that he purchased, and you paid him during the course of the 6 months that you lived there approximately $9,000. You claim that that was money that you want back now that the relationship is over because that money was really used to defray the cost of his mortgage.
Yes.
In addition, you claim that he has some personal property that belongs to you and a cat. Mr. Lemke says that the money that you paid to him was rent, that the cat belonged to him, that he had the cat prior to your moving in, and he has none of your personal property. What was the financial arrangement when you moved in, Miss Abel?
On May 7th in 2004, we discussed how I could help with expenses. Mr. Lemke brought up the fact that about $1,400 would be fair, and I offered another $100 just to call it an even $1,500 because 2 women, my daughter and myself, were moving in, and there's a lot of blow dryer and hot water used
Okay,
in
so
that
you
case.
agreed to pay him $1,500 a month.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and?
And then about May 24th, after I had moved in, we had become engaged, we had a discussion concerning my problem with the fact that I'm giving a lot of money to something that I won't get any return on. And why would I want to give $1,500 toward a mortgage that my name was not on? And Mr. Lemke said, well, I've been thinking about that, and here's what I've worked out. And I have the notes that he jotted down that day to explain to me how this money was actually an investment into his property.
Well, first tell me what he said to you.
He said that because his home appreciates $54,000 a year, over the past 10 years it had done that because it's lake property, that if you divide that number by 12 months and then again by 2 people, it comes out to about $2,200 a month in equity and investment money.
Yes.
And that is what he...
If your name was on the mortgage and if the house was titled in both of your names.
That part was left out. The fact that he
Well,
said...
I understand
Yes.
that, but well, I understand it's left out of your story.
Right, exactly. But he also mentioned on the same piece of paper in an email to the attorney that I'm willing to invest in his home and that upon sale of the home, I would receive the investment money back plus free equity. And that is also in the handwritten note that he
Let me
gave
see
me.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this note discusses a prenuptial agreement that the 2 of you were contemplating.
Correct.
And what he says is, Gail wants to enhance the aesthetic ambiance of my cabin and is willing to invest in it.
Mm-hmm.
Any proceeds over $775,000 would be shared in the event of a sale. Are you okay doing a prenup for both of us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you sold the cabin?
No.
Well, your agreement was that when and if the house was sold, you would share in the profits and get your money back. The house hasn't been sold.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So, you can't change the agreement because you're no longer together. You could have just as easily worked out an agreement where you said, well, that's fine. If the house is sold, I get my money back, and if we don't get married, I get some of my money back. But you didn't do that. So you didn't get your money back. The house hasn't been sold. That's your agreement.
But it was a term of our engagement and marriage as I understood it, that that money was investment.
You don't make an investment just because you understood it to be an investment.
Mm-hmm.
So you never came to an agreement with regard to that, according to this. Now, you're not suggesting that Mr. Lemke agreed to support you and your daughter.
Oh, not at all.
Good.
Not at all.
So that your $1,500 a month that you paid went for the roof over your head and your daughter's head, the electric that you say you used because you're 2 women that use more electricity for the heating or air conditioning or whatever else. $1,500 a month is reasonable. Get over it. Now let's get to the cat. Did you have the cat before?
Gail got the cat on her 40th birthday as a gift to herself, and shortly after I met her, gave me the cat.
When?
She said, we met February 3rd, and she gave me the cat February 20th.
Were you living together at the time?
No, she was living in her house. And she gave me the cat because the house was a total mess of animal feces and stink.
Whose
in
house?
Her house.
Yes.
And she had trouble with maintaining all the dogs and the cats in her house. So
How many dogs did she have?
I'm guessing 5 to 10.
Is that how many dogs you had?
I'm a breeder, Your Honor, and I had 5 dogs, yes, at the time.
How many cats?
2. And I would like to say that my house was not, as he mentioned.
When did you move into his house?
May 15th, 2004.
All right, so between February and May, the cat was in his house?
No, Your Honor, no. I'm sorry. The cat did not leave my home until April. I had not decided to move in with him until April. And at that point, he asked if he could take the cat ahead of time because his daughters would get a kick out of it.
Okay. When did you move out of the house?
November 26, 2004.
And when you moved out of the house, did you take the cat with you?
No, I couldn't, Your Honor. I had to leave in a hurry because of abusive behavior.
Did you come back on the 27th for your cat? Just answer my question. Did you come back on the 27th for your cat?
Not for the cat, Your Honor. For possessions that I needed, my clothing and that sort of thing that I needed that I could take with me.
Good, but you didn't take your cat.
No, I could not.
Why could not?
He had told me that I must leave the dog and the cat there.
Fine. Did you come back with the police and say, this is my cat?
Yes, I did on February 28th.
Too late. Finished. Cat's his. If somebody took my dog, I guarantee you I would be there. I would file a lawsuit, not for my property, but if somebody took my dog and wouldn't let me have my dog, it wouldn't take me from November 26th to February to say,
Your Honor,
my pet is gone.
I had been asking him for the cat over
Asking
and over
him for the
again.
cat, listen to me, asking him for the cat is not what one does when one is missing one's valued, precious pet.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The property that you claim he has that's yours are a soy sauce bottle, CDs, tape gun, painting supplies, and brush.
Yes, a growing list of things that I needed
I'm not
to
interested in your growing list. Get over it, Miss Abel.
And later today,
I read the answer about the flying pencil, but I want him to tell me himself how the pencil got on his chair. So we're going to start from turn around and look at me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gail Abel says ex-boyfriend Tim Lemke owes for the return of money she invested in his home. Gail also claims Tim won't return her cat.
Go ahead.
I have email of all the times I requested amicably to get the cat back.
Starting before February?
Yes.
Show me
Absolutely before February. All right, this starts on January 16th. We had had prior communication until that
just a
date.
second. So the first time from November is in January that you have proof of when you ask for the cat back. Is that what you're telling me? Let me
That's
see.
the proof, yes.
Let me see.
It starts at the top of the page.
Where's the cat now, Mr. Lemke?
The cat was loaned to a friend of mine to catch a mouse.
Where is the cat now?
Oh, my house. Excuse me.
That was my question.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you right. Apologize. He was loaned out for a very short amount of time, and she demanded I get the cat back and I could keep the cat as long as I kept the cat at my house. So she came back and verified, and that's in an email that the cat was there, and she said, okay.
Where is that?
It's in an email.
You have it?
Yeah, right here. And when she... Shh. Excuse me.
Well, this in January seems to indicate that you wanted to come to his house to verify that the cat was back in his house.
Yes. And I asked again, may I please take my cat back? And he said no, he wouldn't even let me near it. He had the cat missing for a month, Your Honor. That night he gave me 3 different stories as to where the cat was. First it was with an old lady having surgery.
Where are your dogs now?
The one that I kept is with me. The other dogs I placed in other homes because...
And what about the cat that you had?
I had the cat for 6 years.
Where's the cat?
Oh, the second cat?
Yes.
Oh, the second cat?
Yes, the cat.
The cat we're talking about.
No, your other cat. You said you had 5 dogs and 2 cats.
Right.
Where's the other cat?
Right. The other cat went home with Mr. Lemke's nephew and stayed with his brother. I have that cat back now. I'm very thankful to say.
So you have the cat back?
I have the other cat back, yes. but not this one. But in the top of that email that you see, he said, I will give you the cat back if it's that big of a deal. And I said, yes, it is that big of a deal.
Well, evidently it wasn't such a big deal because you waited 4 months to get it back. Now, what property? Are you telling me that the property that you claim he has that's yours are a soy sauce bottle?
Oh, sorry, Your Honor.
CDs, just a second. A soy sauce bottle, that's what you say in the email. CDs, a tape gun, painting supplies, brush, hand pail rollers. This is what you say in an email.
Yes, as I discovered things were missing, Your Honor.
I'm not interested in as you discovered. Is this the email that you sent to him on January 19th? Soy sauce bottle, CDs, tape gun, painting supplies, and brush.
Yes, a growing list of things that I needed
I'm not
to
interested in your growing list. Get over it, Miss Abel. Listen to me very carefully. It didn't work out. Put your list down. It didn't work out. You paid rent for $1,500 a month for those 6 months that you lived there. Very reasonable, considering you are 2 people. You made that agreement, and the fact that it didn't work out, and you did not memorialize an agreement that was more specific with regard to the $1,500 that you were paying him, is your problem. You cannot visit that on courts. It didn't work out. Put a period, move on. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
All right, thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was naive, I was stupid, I made decisions too quickly, and I trusted someone who should not have been trusted.
The thing that was left out was when she moved in, there wasn't 5 dogs. There ended up being 12.
Extremely controlling. I was told how to breathe, how to stand, how fast I had to get pretty in the morning, and not to wear gray sweatshirts ever.
I'm not controlling.
That's who he is, and I just say the next girl needs to watch out.
She's a wonderful gal. It's too bad she left.
I'm glad it's over, and I do trust Judge Judy to make the right decision.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Macias versus Ayala, step forward, please.
Medical coder Alina Macias is suing the mother of her son's schoolmate, business owner Sandra Ayala, for the cost of her son's medical bills and pain and suffering. Alina says Sandra's boy injured her son with a pencil.
Step over there. No, you have...
Yeah, no.
Okay, you too.
What's your first name?
Nathaniel.
And yours?
Jonathan.
Nathaniel, you were injured in school.
Right.
With a pencil.
Yes.
You sat down, according to the complaint. You sat down on your chair, and you were stuck in the rear end with a pencil which lodged in your buttocks and had to be surgically removed. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And it is your claim that this young man was responsible.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I assume that you didn't see how the pencil got there. Because if you had seen how the pencil got there, you wouldn't have sat on it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't see how it got there?
No, ma'am.
So Jonathan here is going to tell me, because I read the answer about the flying pencil, but I want him to tell me himself how the pencil got on his chair. So we're going to start from turn around and look at me.
12-year-old Nathaniel Mancha says his classmate, 12-year-old Jonathan Ayala, stuck him with a pencil. Jonathan claims it was an accident.
How old are you?
12.
How do you do in school?
Good.
How is your conduct in school?
Good, too.
Never have any complaints by the teachers?
A little bit only.
Speak up.
A little bit only.
And when the teachers complain about you a little bit only, what do they complain about?
Like sometimes talking and then like a little bit slacking off.
Now, you know Nathaniel, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long has he been in your class?
This year only.
Do you like him?
Uh-huh.
Did you play together?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the day that he was hurt with the pencil?
Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how the pencil got on his chair.
Well, I was doing my work and like the pencil was like small. So I didn't want it anymore, so I wanted to throw it to the trash, and
It's just the pencil was small.
yes,
And you're sitting in your seat. And you wanted to throw the pencil in the trash.
Yes.
Where was the trash?
next to Nate's chair.
And how far away from Nate were you sitting?
At least like 2.5 feet.
So very close.
But
So now you got this little pencil, and you wanted to throw it away, and the trash was right next to him.
yes, it was right next to his chair.
What were you going to use to complete your work?
Another pencil that I had on my desk, which was bigger.
So you had a little well on your desk where you could keep the pencils?
No, I always put my pencils next to my papers.
Do you have a book bag?
Yeah, in my backpack.
Where is your backpack?
I left it home that day.
What were you wearing to school?
My school emblem shirt and my jeans.
Your shirt have a pocket?
No.
Your jeans have a pocket?
Yeah, but they're tight.
You know you're pretty swift. You think that you're smarter than I am?
No.
You're not, Jonathan. Believe me, you're not. You know where I'm going with these questions?
Uh-huh.
Where do you think I'm going with these questions?
Trying to see if I'm telling the truth or not.
Yeah, trying to see if you could put the pencil someplace else rather than throw. What you're going to tell me is you threw the pencil into the trash. Or
No,
you tried to throw it into the trash.
Yeah, I was going to.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And it landed straight up on Jonathan's chair. And he sat on it. Right?
I didn't land straight on the chair. It was going through the chair when he sat on it because he was...
It was in midair when he sat on it.
Yes, it was pointing up.
How do you got hurt?
Uh-huh.
Well, whose fault do you think that is?
Mine.
Right. Now we're getting somewhere. Why is it your fault?
Because I threw a pencil.
Because you threw the pencil. You had choices. Right?
Uh-huh.
You chose throwing the pencil. Right?
Right.
So whether you threw the pencil and he sat on it or you placed it on his chair as sort of a joke, it's your fault. Right? See, I knew we'd get somewhere. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now you can sit down. I mean, Miss Ayala, quite frankly, you wrote the answer. You told me in the answer that this was nobody's fault. It was the pencil's fault. Next to your mother. It's not the pencil's fault, it's his fault. He had choices. And at age 12, he has to understand that there are consequences to making the wrong choice. His choice was he could have held on to the pencil, he could have put it in his pocket, he could have placed it on the floor. He chose to throw it, according to him, which, way out, but you know, not impossible. Certainly not his fault that he sat down on his chair, right?
Right.
So now your son understands that it's his fault and his responsibility that he got hurt. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Perfect. Good. Now can I see his medical bills?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of treatment did you get?
They put me under.
Under anesthesia?
Yes. And I had to get the pencil surgically removed from my buttocks.
Did you have any stitches?
Yes.
How many stitches did you have?
1.
Were you uncomfortable for a while?
Yes.
What did Jonathan say after you sat on the pencil? Did he apologize?
No.
Has he ever apologized to you?
No.
Have you spoken to him since this happened?
Yes.
Are you back to being friends?
Yes.
Good. Did you apologize?
No, I never got a chance to.
Well, now's a chance.
Sorry for throwing the pencil.
Certainly, Miss Ayala, you don't expect the plaintiff to bear any of the cost of treating her son. They had almost $600 in unreimbursed medical bills, and that you are responsible for. Because as between the two of you, he's innocent and he's not. Whether he did it as a joke or whether he did it because he was negligent or because he wasn't thinking. So you are responsible for those medical bills. Are these your only bills?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Because it was a...
321 on the calendar in the matter of Boyer versus Figowitz. You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Mr. Boyer, how long were you and the defendant roommates?
For approximately 6 months.
Were you going to school?
Yes.
What school?
Golden West College.
What were you studying?
Graphic design.
And you?
I go to Musicians Institute.
Were you friends before you moved in together?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Quick study. This is your complaint, Mr. Boyer, that this idiot decided to play a little prank on you and sprayed your room with urine, destroying your mattress and your computer. Now, Mr. Figowitz says it was just a little urine, and it could not possibly have destroyed your mattress because he just got it on the edge of the comforter.
Yep. Yes, Judge Judith.
And that it certainly did not go on the computer. In addition, on the same day, he assaulted you, and you were injured. You have photographs to show me.
Yes, ma'am.
And in addition to that, after you because immediately after this you moved out, you never got your security deposit back. Now, the defendant says he never assaulted you, and you didn't get your security deposit back because you didn't come and clean up the apartment, right?
Yes, that's true, and also he didn't pay all his bills either.
I don't have a counterclaim. Okay, when did you move in?
August 2004.
And when was this incident with the urine?
Late February.
Tell me what happened.
It's kind of a funny story. I came home from work one night, and they were out partying, and there was probably like 4 or 5 people over, and it was a common occurrence at the house. There was always a lot of people over, and at that time, I was working and going to school, so it wasn't my main point of interest to be partying all the time. And I had just become fed up with it after a while. So I was staying at my girlfriend's house, Asia, for the last 3 months because of not only the pranks that were going on, plus the partying. So I decided I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to deal with this tonight. So I take a couple of DVDs over to Asia's house, and we're going to go watch them. I come back because I forgot the ones that we meant to watch, and find the defendant, Mr. Figowitz, in my room coming out with a spray bottle and laughing.
I was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so obviously we're like, what are you doing in my room? That's inappropriate in the first place. And he just laughs and runs outside. And we're like, where are you going? What are you running outside? So we go outside, and he's obviously drunk at this point. So I begin to ask him what he was doing. Ultimately, I get him to admit that he was spraying urine in my room out of a spray bottle. And
just a second.
Yes.
How did it get in the spray bottle?
You can use your imagination.
I don't want to use my imagination. I want you to tell.
I went in the bathroom and filled it up.
How much of the spray bottle?
Maybe.
Show me how big the spray bottle was.
It was like this big. I maybe filled it up that much.
And then did you put some water in it?
No.
So it was straight urine.
Yeah.
See, the reason I don't like to use my imagination is if you do something stupid, I like 10 million people to hear that you've done something stupid. That's my joy in life. When did this idea foment in your brain that I'm going to go into the bathroom and instead of urinating in the toilet, like most people do, I'm going to go to the bathroom and get a spray bottle, whatever was in the spray bottle, I'm going to dump out. And then I'm going to fill this up, and I want to know, when during the course of the evening did that idea foment in your brain?
It was pretty spontaneous.
It was spontaneous because you had had enough to drink to make it spontaneous?
No.
Were you annoyed at Mr. Boyer?
A little bit, but...
Okay, so you were a little annoyed.
Yeah.
What were you annoyed about, sir? You're never going to know where I'm going, so don't try to figure it out, sir. You think I'm going to zig, and I guarantee you I'm going to go the other way. So just try telling me the truth. You'll be a much happier person and much less embarrassed.
I mean, there was pranks on both parts. Like I found a can of tuna, raw tuna, underneath my mattress between my box spring.
When was that?
A few days before.
Had you done that?
No.
How did you know it was him?
Because I had my other roommate and he told me it was, so.
Maybe it was your other roommate trying to get off the hook.
Could be, but
Could be,
I doubt
right?
it.
Okay. Why else were you mad at him?
I felt unappreciated because I paid for everything. I furnished the whole place and spent like $5,000 on all new stuff, and he would always comment that my furniture was tacky or whatever, or my paintings were.
So first, he did a prank, you thought, on you, but really you were annoyed with him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't appreciate you enough. I appreciate you. Let me see pictures. I didn't hear about the assault yet.
After I basically caught him red-handed, we went outside and we were having an argument, and some of my friends or his friends, were intervening to make sure nothing physical started to happen. Obviously, I wasn't going to try to do anything. That's not my character. So he comes around and kicks me. We were standing on stairs, mind you, or he was standing 2 stairs above me, kicks me, and I stumbled down, knocked my hand on a beer bottle, it broke, and shattered in my arm.
That's untrue.
And I also have a police report.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
So you got some scratches on your arms, no stitches, is that right?
No stitches.
Okay.
I wasn't able to go to work the next day. I wait tables, or I did wait tables at the time, so it's obviously inappropriate to have open wounds.
Miss Asia, step up, please. I want you to tell me what you observed outside.
Okay. Chris went out of the house after we approached him about the situation. We were upset about it because that's disgusting. I sleep there too. I was standing right there on top of the stairs. Ted was on the stairs as well. His friends started getting between the two of them. Then finally something was said, and Chris kicked Ted, and then Ted went down the stairs.
Where did he kick him?
He kicked him, probably hit him about your waist or hip.
Oh, in the stomach.
With his foot?
With his foot,
Yeah.
because that's where he could reach him. Ted flew forward and then hit his arm on the wall where the beer bottle was.
Go ahead.
That's not how it really happened. I ran out, I went in the bathroom, and then I walked outside, and then she was, you know, saying, like, you know, Ted's twice my size, he's going to kick my excuse me. You know, then he was angry, and he came at me, and in defending myself, I pushed him away with my foot, and he scraped his arm on the stucco wall.
That's not true, Your Honor.
I didn't have any glass in it or anything. I guess he knocked over a beer bottle, but there was no glass in his arm or anything like that.
I heard the whole thing, too, Your Honor.
Well, I'd like you to stand up and tell me your name.
I'm Katie Carlson, and I was in the room when he sprayed the urine.
What were you doing in the room?
Laughing.
Well, that's stupid.
I know, it was stupid.
How drunk were you?
I wasn't drunk at all. And Chris had probably had like 2 beers. He wasn't drunk either.
You mean he did this act of stupidity sober?
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Don't fall over your tongue. You look stupid. You don't want to look stupid, do you?
No.
You see, because I made him look stupid. Her a little bit.
And later today,
Where did you get this guitar?
My father had given me the guitar. He passed away 5 months later.
She contacted you, and you told her it's in storage, you can have it back, no problem. So you were lying.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ted Boyer says former roommate Chris Figlewitz vandalized his bedroom.
Go ahead. So I was in the room and...
I'm just interested in what happened outside.
Okay. When Ted walked in, I had been in the room with Chris and I walked out.
Listen to me very carefully, my dear.
Okay.
Get out to the stairs.
So I heard Ted and Asia both just really violently harassing Chris. They were both saying that Ted's twice your size, he's gonna kick your... And Chris was just totally like, you know, I'm sorry, I admit it, I'm sorry. And Ted came up the stairs at Chris. Chris put his foot out, defended him.
Just a second, stop. Were you outside or did you hear this?
I did not see the fight.
So don't tell me what you saw
Well,
if you didn't see anything.
I heard them yelling and harassing him, and I heard Chris admitting fault, apologizing, and he was making such below-the-belt comments.
Just listen to me.
Right.
Did you see anything?
No.
Then you may sit down.
Okay.
What? You know, sometimes some of these cases that we do, it makes me not want to buy government bonds. What happened to your computer?
Well, after the whole occurrence...
What happened to your computer?
It didn't work.
Had it worked before?
Yes.
Untrue. That's untrue.
You've got a lot of things that are untrue.
We only had one computer hooked up to the internet because his didn't work, and he used my roommate's computer all the time because his computer never
Does
worked.
that sound right?
I didn't have
Don't play.
I didn't have internet on my computer.
Okay, but the computer
But the
itself...
computer itself didn't work.
Do you have a bill to fix the computer?
Yeah, well, I threw that computer away simply because the urine stench was on it. It was disgusting. And I bought a new computer. I don't expect to get the full amount for my new computer. I just want to be compensated for, you know, what the old computer was worth.
Well, what was it worth?
I was waiting for you to judge on that.
I don't even know how to turn on a computer. I have no idea of what your old computer cost. I have no idea of what its value was. And you don't come into court asking the judge to figure out what that is. You have some sort of proof for me to look at.
Yes,
Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Mr. Figlewitz for $5,000.
Yes.
Okay, how much was your deposit?
$733.
All right, so that you're going to get back from him because he had a good reason to move out because Mr. Figlewitz and his friends, including this young lady, were idiots. Okay?
The check was never
Shut-
paid to me.
I don't care. It's your fault that he finally left. Then he's going to pay you $1,000 for the fall and the scraped arm, because even though you didn't have glass in your arm, it's something that you don't have to tolerate. And I absolutely believe, Miss Asia over here, that your friends were in between the two of you. You were both hot, and that while the friends were in between the two of you, you kicked him and caused him to fall. And you cannot, sir, do that. The mattress. Did you buy a new mattress?
Yes.
How much did you spend on it?
$500.
You have a bill?
No, I don't. I have different like prices in mattresses, and I didn't buy a new one. I
flipped it over.
Well, no, I I averaged all the prices out of new mattresses that I needed. I threw the old one away.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And listen to me very carefully. Don't fall over your tongue. You look stupid. You don't want to look stupid, do you?
No.
You see, because I made him look stupid. Her a little bit. The only one who's coming out of this thing whole is Asia. I'd hold on to her if I were you. But don't lie to me. I don't like it.
Okay.
You threw away the mattress, and first you say you bought a new one, then you say you didn't buy one, but you averaged out the costs. Who are you living with now?
Asia.
Asia, you have an apartment?
Yes, I do.
Have a one-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom.
2 bedrooms. Who else lives there?
My girlfriend.
So you split the rent?
Yes, we do.
How many ways?
3.
1, 2, 3. And he shares your room?
Yes.
And you sleep on the floor?
No.
You sleep on a?
Bed.
Which has a?
Mattress.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,733. You have a mattress, Mr. Boyer. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Just escalated into this, and that was about it. That was enough.
He's a liar.
We've told this story one too many times, and it was easy to win this case.
I just got fed up with him.
I'll probably just live on my own from now on. Just keep clear of the roommate situation.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stewart versus Marriott. Step forward.
19-year-old Kelsey Stewart is suing her ex-boyfriend, 21-year-old Joshua Marriott, for the cost of a bass guitar. Kelsey says Joshua sold it without her permission.
Ms. Stewart, according to what I read in your complaint, you and the defendant were an item some time ago, and while you were together, you loaned him a precious guitar.
Yes.
That had been given to you. You'll explain to me why it's so sentimental. You gave it to Mr. Marriott to use, according to him, in his band. And then you broke up. According to him, this was a gift. He had no use for it after a period of time. And then it was sold. Not by him, but by his mother. Where did you get this guitar?
My father had given me the guitar for a Christmas present before
When?
he passed away in 2001.
So it was sentimental for you?
Yes, it was very.
And when did your father pass away?
He passed away 5 months later.
Kelsey Stewart claims ex-boyfriend Joshua Marriott sold her bass guitar without permission. Kelsey says the guitar was a gift from her late father.
Why did he give you a guitar?
He, for some reason, decided that I was going to play bass guitar, so he finally just bought one for me.
Did you learn?
No, he passed away before I could get lessons.
How come you gave it to him?
Lack of judgment. I shouldn't have.
Tell me when you gave it to him.
The following year.
When in 2002?
May.
Summer, fall, winter, or spring?
Spring.
And when did you break up with him?
We had broken up before then, actually.
Well, then, why transfer this sentimental guitar to someone with whom you no longer had a relationship?
We were still friends at the time, and we were still on good terms. Like I said, better lack of judgment.
Well, tell me about when you turned it over to him. I want to hear.
He was at his house. I drove with my current boyfriend to drop it off.
Why would you do that?
He asked if he could loan the guitar. We had actually discussed it before when we were dating, and so it came up as, remember when you said I could borrow the guitar? And he said that he needed it to go on tour with his band, and I said that I would loan it to him until I needed it back.
When did you think you were going to need it back?
I wasn't sure.
Did you ask to borrow the guitar for the group to go on tour?
Yes, I did. And the band didn't end up going on tour. And after that, I just put it in my garage and it just sat there. And I didn't hear from her for at least 2 years.
That's not true.
Well, when was the next time you contacted him about your guitar?
I was unable to get a hold of him for about a few months, and then before I left, I found him online again.
Well, just a second. You drove it over to his house, you said. Did he move?
Yes, he did.
No forwarding address?
He would not take my phone calls, and so the only way I was able to contact him was online. And I contacted him, and I said I was moving to San Diego, and I was going to need the guitar back to take with me. He said it was in storage and that it would be fine, and it would be returned, no questions asked.
When was this?
September of 2003.
Did you have it in storage?
Yes, I did.
Could you stand up? You don't need anything to hold on to, right? When she contacted you and you said it was in storage, you were telling her the truth.
No, actually, I wasn't.
Well, was it in storage or wasn't it in storage?
It was in storage, and then my mother sold it.
So this wasn't a couple of years later. This was a year later, September of 2003, when she contacted you and you told her it was in storage, you can have it back, no problem. So you were lying.
I actually contacted her, which is the funny thing, because I found her on a site called MySpace. And if I would have known that she would have attacked me on the internet for this guitar.
Your Honor, that was 2 years later.
when she contacted you and said, I'm moving to San Diego?
She told me that she was in San Diego when she contacted me. I was also looking for her, too.
Why were you looking for her?
So I could give it back to her before my mom was going to sell it.
Did your mother have permission to sell it?
Yes, she did.
She had your permission to sell it?
Yes, because
How big is this bass guitar?
Like this.
Where were you living, and where was your mother living?
I was living in Campbell with my grandparents, and my mother was living in Gilroy.
Why couldn't you take the guitar with you?
Because I kept on moving around to myself, and I wasn't going to carry someone else's belongings with me.
Oh. Did you have any clue that this was a gift from her father?
No, I did not.
Is that right?
No, he would have known. It was a very sentimental thing, and I would have told him.
Yeah, I assume you would have told him.
If it was so sentimental, why would you let me borrow it?
Like I said, it was
well, that's a good question. You want to know why? Because sometimes people in affairs of the heart behave irrationally. I tell you this for sure, Mr. Marriott, I wouldn't have loaned you the guitar. What kind of a guitar was it?
It was an Ibanez bass guitar.
And how much will it cost you to replace it?
$300.
You have any papers to prove that?
Yes, I do.
Let me see. Is this a picture of the guitar?
Yeah, but it was red.
It was not red.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't quite interested in the color, but that's what it looks like.
Yes.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $300. Goodbye, good luck, have a happy life. This one doesn't have any sentimental value, but at least you have it. Bye.
In the matter of Castillo versus Gonzalez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Okay, Miss Castillo, it is your claim that Mr. Gonzalez, who was a friend of yours, somehow got hold of your car and caused damage on 3 separate occasions in one night.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez says that you were so drunk that night that you don't remember that you were driving and you caused the damage to your own car.
Not true.
Right?
Right.
And you are just friends?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I was messing
I don't
around
want to
with her
guess
a lot.
what I'm going to say anything. I'm asking you, are you just friends or are you more than friends?
Yes, we were just friends.
Not intimate?
Yes, we were intimate a couple times.
Well, Bert is my friend. We have never been intimate. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand the difference? How old are you?
Yes, 21.
How old are you?
35.
All right. So that's a little bit of a difference. Okay, so you were intimate friends. That's a new category of friends. There are people who are intimate, then there are friends, and then somewhere in the middle there are intimate friends. You are one of those. When did this assault on your car take place?
June 5th.
Okay. And what were you doing out with Mr. Gonzalez?
Actually, I was home when he called me and asked me to give him and his friend Mike a ride home. And I went.
Why did they need a ride home?
I didn't ask.
And you said, fine, I'll come and pick you up and give you a ride home.
Sure.
Keep going.
When I got to the restaurant, the establishment, he was there with 3 other gentlemen. They were there eating and drinking, and I ordered a margarita, and we were there for about an hour and a half.
How many margaritas did you have?
Just 1, Your Honor. And then from there, they wanted to take off, and we went to a billiards place where we were there only a half hour. I played billiards with one of the other gentlemen that was there with them. They wanted to leave. We went to another local establishment, a local bar.
So you were playing chauffeur that night?
Pretty much.
So the reason for the phone call was you guys wanted to drink and you needed somebody to
Drive.
chauffeur you around.
Yes.
Did you tell her that?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her?
I asked her for a ride because we had all been drinking.
Well, a ride to take you home is one thing. A ride to schlep you from one place to another so you continue to drink is something entirely different.
Oh, well, we planned on going home. But when she got there, she started drinking with us, and we said, well, you feel like going somewhere else? She said, yeah, so we went.
Keep going, Miss Castillo.
When we left that establishment, we dropped off his other friend, the one that they went in a car with, to his car, to his vehicle, and from there I went to a local gas station in that same shopping center. When I went there, I got off, left the keys in the ignition, paid gas to the pump where I was parked at. When I came out, my car was gone. I panicked. I was looking around the parking lot, looking to see where they were. I gave them time. I'm thinking maybe it's a practical joke. Maybe they're out there looking at me, freaking out. I gave them about 15, 20 minutes, and at that point, I had dialed 911 to report the car stolen. When I looked up, he was driving back in the car with his friend still in the car. I was yelling at him. He refused to get out of the driver's side and said he was going to drive himself and his friends home. Said, fine. I pumped the gas in my car, got in the passenger side, and he drove his first friend home. He drove recklessly to the point where that friend didn't even wait till the car came to a complete stop. He literally jumped out of the car before he stopped the car in motion. Okay, and he tells me that's what you get for hanging out with a 21-year-old. He yells that through the window.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah. He speeds off, and I'm yelling and telling him to stop, get out of the car. He doesn't get off the car. Drives down the road where there's construction on both sides of the road. There's bolted cones with concrete dividers on both sides of the road. He's driving recklessly. He's hitting these cones. I counted 8. When I seen him headed towards the concrete divider, I literally had to put my hand on the steering wheel to avoid a real major crash. When I did that, he still didn't stop. He had all green lights for whatever reason. We drove to his house. We go into his house. I told him I wanted some resolve. I wanted something in writing. He tells me to go wait.
Just a second. You went into his house. And what happened when you got into his house?
We were talking.
Look at me. Now here, you see, I can tell when somebody is not giving me the accurate story. So don't start embellishing now what you think you want to tell me. What happened when you went into his house?
We talked. I told him I wanted...
What did you say to him?
I told him I wanted something in writing. I asked him, how are we going to handle the situation?
What situation?
About him hitting the car. I hadn't seen the damages to the car yet. I knew he was hitting the pylons, and I knew he had already hit, there was some damage, but I hadn't actually inspected the car at this point. So then he brushes me off, goes into the back room, talks to his friend Mike, then he tells me to wait for him in my car outside, and we'll talk some more. So there I go. I walked outside of the house, went into the car, sat in my car, and at this point I see him getting in Mike's car, and they're driving away. So I turned on my car, I followed them to an apartment complex, all the way across town. And at this point, I'm looking for my cell phone, which I couldn't find, somewhere on the floor.
Because you're drunk?
That's not true. And when we got there, I followed them to a dead end, and I had to back up. I backed up so that they can straighten out. They were there in the car for about 5 minutes, and then Mr. Gonzalez gets off the car, comes towards my car. In the meantime, his friend Mike drives off, tells me to move over so we could talk. Then he's telling me that he had no reason to bow down to me like I was some princess, that that's the reason why he doesn't have a valid license, because he can't drive. And he puts the car in reverse, backs it into the wall, then he drives off.
So you let him get into the driver's side of the car, according to you, and you moved over. I assume you have a bench seat in the front?
It's not a bench seat, no.
What is it?
Two separate seats.
Two separate seats. So you had to crawl over, and where's the whatever?
It's right there in the center.
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle.
Yeah.
So you had to sort of get your leg over there, and he opened up the driver's side, unless you got out of the driver's side and walked around to the passenger side, so you scooted over somehow. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I did.
You scooted over somehow and let him in.
I didn't have a choice. He was practically sitting on my lap.
Miss Castillo.
Well, I still
you had
scooted
a,
over.
Miss Castillo, my dear, you're a 35-year-old woman. You had a choice. As soon as he got to his house and you dropped him off, instead of following him across town to an apartment complex in a dead-end street, you call 911. And you say, this man got into my car, took my car, damaged my car. I want to report the damage to my car. Because according to you, you went into his house, Miss Castillo, to get him to sign a piece of paper. Did he sign it?
No.
So at that point, you should have had some clue that he was not going to take responsibility for what he had done to your car. Is that right?
No.
You thought he was going to take responsibility, and that's why he got into Mike's car and
No, that's
drove
why
away?
I followed him, because I didn't know if he was going to drop him off somewhere and disappear. But when I tried to look for my cell phone, I couldn't find it. It wasn't on in my purse.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, go.
My turn?
That's why I'm looking at you.
Yeah, after we left the first establishment, we went to another bar. We did have about 3 pictures. When we left, she asked me to drive because she had been drinking. I said, no, there's no way I'm going to drive. I have a DUI. I'll pick up another one, and I'm in trouble.
I don't want you to speak.
So I told her no. She asked everybody to drive, actually, but she pestered me about it. I didn't drive. When we went to the gas station, nobody took her car. She came back, put gas. We dropped off my friend. We dropped off another friend, went to our house. She followed me inside, and we were there for about 2 hours. And she didn't ask me
What were you doing for the 2 hours in your house?
We were playing intimate friendship. And after that...
You're a fast learner.
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is a tape recorder where he leaves me a voice message the day after the incident where he admits he took off in my car without me.
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
And later today,
A bad check was written on it, and you knew that it was an account that had no funds in it. That's bank fraud, for which you can go to jail.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rebecca Castillo says former lover Manuel Gonzalez drove her car without permission and wrecked it. Manuel claims Rebecca is making up a story.
Keep going.
Then after that, I told her to leave because we had to drop off one of my buddy Mike's girlfriend that had just got there. And I didn't want to see her anymore. And she got all upset and was telling me things about me and her, and I told her, I'm not with you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you.
This is after you played intimate friendship?
Yes. Of course. And then after that, she went to her car. We left. About halfway to our destination, we realized she was following us. We turned into the apartments where we were supposed to be. She followed us in, and you have to turn like zigzag. So we parked on the side, and as soon as she came in, I got off the car and told her why she was following me, and I was pretty upset. While she mashes out in reverse, boom, hits a wall, and I ran around the side of the car to the driver's side because I was pissed. I was telling her things, I probably shouldn't have been saying. But then she takes off forward and hits the front side of her car on one of those big poles.
Okay. Now, I see that you have something over there, Miss Castillo. I'd like you to tell me what it is.
This is a tape recorder where he leaves me a voice message the day after the incident where he admits he took off in my car without me.
Oh, I'd like to hear that. That I would like to hear, and I would like you to give it to Officer Burtz because I want to listen to it very carefully. You wouldn't have done that, sir.
No.
Is that right?
No, that's not my voice.
Oh. Let's see.
076. Received June 6th at 7:19 a.m.
Hey, when I left you yesterday, when you left at the night, your car was fine. I don't know what you're tripping on. I didn't do nothing to your car. I didn't hit nothing, and after I took off, I only took off once without you. And when I came back, your car was fine. I didn't hit nothing, so I don't know why you're going to be mad at me. But if you're all right, you're late.
Erase.
That is your voice, Mr. Gonzalez?
That is not my voice.
Sure it is.
Does that even admit that I was driving?
Yeah, it said that I only took off in your car once, and I didn't do any damage to your car.
Well, that wasn't me. I haven't driven.
I only
in a long
took
time.
off. Listen to me. This is what it says.
Okay.
And you know what's logical, Mr. Gonzalez, because you're
What's
a smart young man.
Yes.
If she was going to falsify this and have somebody else pretend that they were you,
yes,
she would have had this person say, listen, I'm sorry I did all the damage to your car. I'll pay you for it.
Yes.
Wouldn't have had them say, listen, I didn't damage your car. I took off with it once and I brought it back. Nothing happened to it. So I don't know what you're complaining about. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Good. So this is your voice, and you acknowledge that you took off once with her car, but you say, I didn't cause any damage to your car. That I believe. So you see, you shouldn't fib.
Okay.
Because if you fib, then I can doubt everything that you're telling me. Now, Miss Castillo, I don't believe you damaged your car. I think that you were really angry, and I think that if your car got damaged, you did it, or you let him drive your car. Now, if you're going to choose playmates, you got to choose playmates that are somehow equal to you. These young men, on that night in June, were doing nothing more than using you as a chauffeur. I am not comfortable enough with your story to find that Mr. Gonzalez, as outrageous as his behavior might be, and however morally reprehensible his behavior might be, is responsible for the damage to your car, Ms. Castillo. So your complaint is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She was probably hating that I didn't want to be with her.
I didn't even want him.
She said it over and over that she wanted to be with me. And
He's not even my type.
he was a nice person, but I wasn't having it, you know what I mean?
The lies just don't stop. In his dreams.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Goodall versus Elder. Step forward, please.
19-year-old nanny Stephanie Goodall is suing her former employer, 26-year-old Wendy Elder, for a fraudulent check she cashed on Wendy's behalf.
Bird, you got to listen to this very carefully. I don't always ask you to do it, but this one is just one of those.
I will pay attention.
Okay. Miss Goodall was Miss Elder's nanny.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to the complaint, Miss Elder, according to her, received a check from some relative. And the check, for some reason, was made out to Miss Goodall, because according to Miss Elder, this relative was old. And she asked Miss Goodall to cash the check. Miss Goodall deposited the check for $1,850 in her checking account. And then, slowly, over the course of several days, withdrew the money and gave it to Miss Elder. It turns out that the check bounced. Now, Miss Elder got the cash and spent it.
Of course.
Miss Goodall got the shaft because her bank wants their money.
Sure.
Miss Elder is outraged that Miss Goodall is suing her, and she's going to explain why. Go!
Your Honor, I didn't write those checks. They were not in my name, they were in her name. I spoke to my relative over the phone. I explained to him that we were having a nanny for my brother's wedding, and he offered to pay expenses and nanny expenses. And I said,
okay. Just a minute. You're adding that to your answer, by the way. That's not what you said in your answer. What you said in your answer was that a relative of your husband's agreed to help you with trip expenses, not nanny expenses, trip expenses.
Trip and nanny expenses, Your Honor.
Listen to me. You have a husband, correct?
Yes, Your
because you
Honor.
say this is a relative of your husband's.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I assume your husband has a job?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what about you?
I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2.
You're a stay-at-home mom. Do you have a home?
We live in an apartment.
Do you pay rent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your husband has a job?
Yes, Your Honor.
You pay telephone, gas, electric?
Yes, Your Honor.
You pay them by check or cash?
We pay them by money order.
So your husband gets his paycheck, and what does he do with it?
We go.
Don't think fast. What does he do with his paycheck?
He cashes it.
Where?
At the bank.
What bank?
Wells Fargo.
Is that where you keep your account? You
No,
can't cash a check there unless...
It's drawn on there.
What kind of work does he do?
A grocer. He's a grocery manager.
How long has he worked there?
11 years.
Is there any reason why you don't have a checking account? Is not an answer. Most people have a reason. If they have a job for 11 years, they have a wife, they have 2 children, they have an apartment, they have gas, electric, telephone. Most people have checking accounts. So don't give me an answer that's not going to sit well with me, Miss Elder. Why don't you have a checking account?
We're unable to get one.
Why?
Bankruptcy.
They won't
Well, in the
give you a
last 2
checking
years.
account because you have a bankruptcy?
In the last 2 years, yes, Your Honor.
No, my dear. You may not be able to get a checking account because you've committed bank fraud before. That's a possibility.
I've never done that before, Your Honor.
Maybe your husband has.
No, he's not, Your Honor.
Well, if you have a bankruptcy, you can still get a checking account. All you have to do is put money in it.
We have
But
a
you
savings account.
Well, you have a savings account. Well, then you can open up a checking account in the same bank that you have a savings account in. So there's a reason why you don't have a checking account. You have to do the explanation to me how you got the money, she got the shaft, and how she has nerve to sue you. You have an answer?
No, Your Honor.
So why didn't you give her money back?
Because it wasn't, I don't have that money. I didn't give it to her.
She wasn't paid by your relative. There's a difference if your relative said, I'm going to pay your nanny, and he gives her a bad check. She cashed the check and gave the cash to you. Don't you catch the difference?
I catch the difference, Your Honor, but it wasn't, she didn't give me the whole cash.
How much money did she give you? How much money did you give her?
I gave her $1,900, Your Honor.
I have record of $1,500.
So, let's say I believe you now that we're getting to $1,500. She gave you the cash. Why shouldn't you give it back to her if the check was bad?
Well, my relative or my husband's relative should give it to her, not I.
Can I say something? I have record that shows that this was from her account, not from her relative.
Just a second. Maybe the records that you have are going to help me figure out whether she's a thief or dumb.
Okay.
Let me see.
Right there.
Bakersfield Police Department advised that the account on which the check was drawn belonged to Christopher and Wendy Elder. However, the account was closed by the bank in August 2001. That makes you a thief instead of just stupid. Now, that's from the police department.
Well, they didn't talk to me at all.
I don't care whether they don't have to talk to you. Explain it to me. The account had been yours. It was closed in 2001.
I don't see how that's possible. We have record that it's still open.
Is what you're telling me now that you acknowledge this is your account? Listen to me, Miss Elder. I'm going to advise you right now, because I feel as if it's my responsibility to advise you, that we are taping this, and that I plan on sending this tape to the local law enforcement authority in Bakersfield. So far, you are very close to admitting to bank fraud. And I feel as if without having the benefit of consulting with an attorney, you would do very well to say to me, I don't think I want to answer these questions anymore, Judge. Because what you say in your answer was, listen, it wasn't my bank account, it was my relative's bank account, and I didn't know anything about it. Now we come to a fact from your mouth that it was a bank account that belonged to you and your husband. You said, and my relative. Maybe, maybe not. But if it belonged to the three of you and a bad check was written on it and you knew that it was an account that had no funds in it, that's bank fraud, for which you can go to jail. And my sense is, if you are a woman who doesn't have a checking account and who has a husband who's worked in the same place for 11 years, you are no stranger to problems with banks. Do you follow my drift?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to answer my questions anymore?
No, Your Honor.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,900. That's all.
Party judge, Frazier versus Turner.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Turner, is your husband here today?
No, ma'am.
Where is he?
At work.
How long have you been married?
8 years.
You have children?
No, ma'am.
Miss Fraser, according to what I've read, you and Miss Turner's husband have been friends for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
How many years have you been a friend to Miss Turner's husband?
About 20 years.
You know him from school?
From school. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
And according to you, Miss Turner is not happy that you have a nice, close friendship with her husband, and she reacted to that, according to you, by harassing you and vandalizing your car.
Yes.
Miss Turner says nothing could be farther from the truth, that you have actually been harassing her and she would never do anything to vandalize your car.
Correct.
I read your answer, Miss Turner, and I read Miss Fraser's complaint. Do you approve of the friendship that Miss Fraser has with your husband?
I didn't have a problem with her being friends with my husband. The problem came in when I initially had contact with Mrs. Fraser. She was being chased down the street by another woman, hollering, "You better leave my husband alone." That's my first initial contact with Mrs. Fraser. At the time, I did not know who she was. And me and my husband was sitting on the porch that day, and he looked and said, "That's my friend Kathy." He went over to offer his help, and at that time, she came back over to the porch, sat down to get herself together. After that, that's how I initially met her to let me know.
How long ago?
That was 6 years ago, ma'am.
I'm going to ask you again.
Yes.
Do you have a problem with your husband and Miss Fraser's relationship?
At this time, yes.
And when did you develop a sense that this was not the kind of relationship that was good for your marriage?
To me, friends is the title, and a friend shouldn't come over every other day, shouldn't call every other day. And also, on several occasions, I came home and she was in my house. I don't think that's appropriate for a male and a female, especially a married man, to be in a house with a woman. That's her.
Did you discuss that with your husband?
Yes, I did.
You told your husband that you didn't want?
I think that she comes over too much, and I don't think that's appropriate for her to be in my house when I'm not there.
And what did your husband tell you?
He's saying that they weren't doing anything, but she's there. But I said that's how things can happen.
So your husband defended his friendship with Miss Fraser?
He made a statement that they are
He
friends.
defended the
Yes.
friendship. He
Yes.
said, you know, you're reacting. She's a friend.
Yes.
Did that stop her from coming over?
No, ma'am.
She came over while you were working?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you invited over to the house, Miss Fraser?
Yes, Your Honor.
By Miss Turner's husband?
By her husband, yes.
Has he ever come to your house?
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
Does he come to your house as frequently as you go to his house?
Yes.
So, now I'd like you to tell me, did you witness her vandalizing your car?
Yes, I did.
Anybody else witness her vandalizing your car?
Yes.
Who?
My witness here, Cletus Brown.
Step up, Mr. Brown. How do you know Miss Fraser?
I really don't know Miss Fraser. I had, on Wednesdays, I usually pick up a friend of mine, and we usually always go get groceries at the church on Wednesday. So as we was coming back, this lady here, she was in the parking lot. I mean, she was just hysterical.
Had you ever seen her before?
No, never.
What parking lot was she in?
At the apartment complex.
Is that where you live?
No, ma'am.
Who lives there?
I don't know.
A friend of mine does. The person that I picked up on Wednesday to pick up groceries.
Okay. So you saw her sitting in her car?
No. When I put up in the driveway, she was out of the car. She was cussing, calling this lady here, "I'm gonna kick your." I don't know if it looked like a flashlight to me. She was beating the trunk as me and my friend proceeded on.
Beating the trunk of what?
Miss Fraser's car.
And you didn't know Miss Fraser at the time?
No, I did
And you
not.
didn't know Miss Turner at the time?
No.
So what did you do when you saw Miss Turner beating the trunk of the car with
me and
what looked like a flashlight?
Me and my friend, we proceeded on into the apartment complex because he stays right there on the first floor. And this lady right here, she was still outside cussing and calling this lady names. And so she had proceeded on into the apartment complex. She didn't know which apartment complex Miss Fraser here was in. So she had knocked on some tenants' doors.
Who knocked on the doors?
The defendant here. I guess she was trying to find out which apartment Miss Fraser was in. So Miss Fraser was saying at that time she really didn't want to cause a problem. She told me she was going to handle this the right way. So Miss Fraser here was calling the police, and she continued on out the door.
Where was Miss Fraser physically when she was calling the police? Inside?
She was standing right there in the apartment unit with everyone, because everybody was really kind of traumatized.
I'm asking you, when she was called, where were you when you were calling the police?
Inside our friend's apartment,
Whose
staying
friend?
in the window.
Whose
the
friend?
friend's name is Bobby.
Is that the person you go to the church with?
Right, exactly.
But you had never met her before that day?
No,
I just met him that day.
So you went into Bobby's apartment?
I went to visit Bobby on this particular day. And when I was there visiting Bobby, he introduced me to Cletus. This is my friend Cletus. We go to the store together. And we all decided we was going to play some cards. So Bobby said, man, let's go to the store first, you know. So they went to the store. I sat there, waited on them to come back. When they came back, that's when Janice had pulled up. Her van was parked on the street. My car was parked in the building parking lot. She walked up to my car, beat it on my trunk with this flashlight. She's still ranting and raving, calling me, I'm gonna f you up, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Then she leaves, and she goes back to her car. She gets a flathead screwdriver. She comes back, and she starts scraping up all on the back of my car. Your Honor, this incident has been going on with Janice. Wherever I go, she sees my car. She gets out. She rips and ramps. She calls. She threatens. She's going to do this. She's going to do that. You know,
Frazier, listen to me.
I'm sorry.
You have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see the pictures of the car. I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with you, Miss Frazier.
Yes.
Then I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with Miss Turner.
Okay.
You know this friend of yours that's been your friend for 20 years?
Yes.
Get rid of him.
Most definitely. I already know that.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Get rid of him.
It's not worth it.
You want to know why you're supposed to get rid of him? Because he's enjoying watching you two women make fools of yourself.
Exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What do you need him for? You think he's making your life pleasant? According to the answer that I received here, he has not made your life pleasant.
And later today,
her girlfriend was egging her on.
Don't tell me she was egging her on. What?
Do it. You're not going to do it. Do it. You're not going to do it. I know you're not going to do it. And they were both laughing.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathleen Frazier says her car was vandalized by Janice Turner. Janice says Kathleen won't keep away from her husband.
Miss Turner, whether you like to acknowledge it or not, your husband is enjoying watching two women clawing at each other, fighting over him.
Exactly.
That's their mentality.
Thank you. Thank you.
You may not believe that, but I want you to think about something you told me before. You said to me, I told him that you don't think it's appropriate for her to be at your house when you're working. He's your husband. He's supposed to care about your feelings, whether you're right or wrong. And this friendship that he has with this lady certainly isn't important as your marriage, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Clearly, it hasn't stopped him.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
So he's sitting back and he's enjoying watching you two ladies make fools out of yourself. What does he do for a living?
It's a painter.
And what do you do?
I'm a secretary.
You've been working for the same company for a while?
15 years.
You look like a terrific lady.
Thank you.
What do you need him for? You think he's making your life pleasant? According to the answer that I receive here, he has not made your life pleasant in the last few years with his relationship with Miss Frazier. You did the wrong thing, by the way. I mean, he's married.
I know.
He's married. It's nice to have a male friend, but if it gets in the way of his marriage and it gets in the way of your peace, you say to him, listen, stay with your wife, leave me alone, I'll find another friend. Cletus looks like a lovely man. Find Cletus. Are you married, Cletus?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. Not worth it. You want to say anything to me?
I want to say that on the date of April the 6th that she's claiming, I was working at the time she said, approximately at 1:30.
She didn't say any time.
Ma'am, I'm just going on her statement.
I'm just telling you, Cletus wasn't lying.
Okay.
You can't get that kind of frustrated, Miss Turner. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, ma'am.
Great. Can I see the estimate of the damage, please? Are you friends of hers?
Yes, ma'am.
Been friends for a long time?
Yes.
You know the husband?
Yes, I do. Your Honor, I also know how Miss Frazier I work with Miss Turner at the school, and she has harassed our office staff. I have all of that information.
I believe it's true.
Okay.
You following what I'm saying about this husband?
I follow you.
He's enjoying watching these two women fight over him. Makes him feel good. You know? Makes him feel like Brad Pitt.
For real. It's not worth it. He's sorry.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,151. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't think that's appropriate for a man or a woman to be alone, especially a married man in a house with a woman.
Her husband was like, she can't tell me what to do, and we've been friends for long, and I'm not going to let her and nobody else ruin our friendship.
It was just unfortunate, but I said, I told her I'd stick with it through the end,
Misery loves company. She's a lonely woman. And like Judge Judy told her, he's single. Go maybe see if he could talk to her.
It's just one of those things. Live and you learn.
You look for trouble, trouble will find you.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Taub versus Gilmer, step forward, please.
27-year-old Carly Taub and her parents, Harris and Judy Taub, are suing their neighbors, 13-year-old Kimberly Gilmer and her mother, Martha, for car repair bills.
Mr. and Mrs. Taub, and I assume this is your daughter.
Right.
Who, according to your complaint, is entering law school.
I just finished law school, actually.
Or just
Took the
finished
bar.
law school.
Yeah.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck. According to your complaint, you purchased this car for her. You a neighbor of the defendants? Do you live across the street from each other, or was she just visiting a neighbor?
I was visiting.
She was visiting a neighbor of yours, and her daughter got into her car and either backed or moved forward, and her car hit your car, causing some damage. Do you have pictures of the damage?
We do.
I'd like to see it, please. Where did you go to law school, Miss Taub?
Golden Gate University in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the tire on the back. I couldn't figure out what it was. It looked like a satellite.
It's a Honda 2001 SUV with a spare tire that's on the back of the tail.
Now I got it. How old are you?
I just turned 13.
When did this happen?
August 14th.
What time of the day or evening did you go out and get into this car?
Like the afternoon.
Whose car did you get into?
My mom's.
Why?
Because we were about to go home.
Who gave you the keys to the car?
My mom's purse was in my grandma's house, and I knew she would forget it, so I had her purse on my shoulder.
So you had your mother's purse on your shoulder. You took the keys?
Yes.
Why did you start the car?
Because it was a really hot day, and I wanted to turn the air conditioning on so it would get cool in the car when we were driving.
But you hit their car. How did that happen?
Because I didn't know the car was in gear, and I didn't know it would move, and when I put the keys in the ignition and turned it, it jumped forward because the car was in, or lunged forward because the car was in gear.
Tell me your first name.
Kimberly.
Have you ever put the key in the car before? Kimberly? Have you
yeah.
ever... Where were you when you put the key in the car before?
The key in my mom's car or someone else's car?
In your mom. Let's try your mom's car.
At our house, just putting them in.
For what reason?
I don't know. Just because.
Where did you get the keys from when you just because put it in the ignition?
From in her car, because she always puts her purse in the car.
Has your mother ever said to you, don't take the keys out of my car and don't start the car?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
So why do you do it?
Because I didn't listen to her.
Right. So now, Kimberly, your mom gave you her pocketbook or you took it?
I took it.
And did you tell her you were going outside to wait for her?
Well, we all went outside. Me and my older sister, her boyfriend, and my mom.
So your mother saw that you had her pocketbook?
I don't know if she saw I had it, but...
Well, she didn't leave her pocketbook in the house, did she? You were all getting ready to go. Don't speak to her. So, Kimberly, these people are in their house not doing anything. Their car is sitting on the street in a legally parked space, and you get in the car, and you start the car, and you lunge forward, and you damage their car. Who do you think is responsible?
Me.
Great!
But...
Just a second. Great! Now I'll hear your butt.
But I didn't. It's not like I purposely tried to hit their car.
That's why they call it an accident.
Yeah.
Whose fault is it?
Mine.
Right. And if you were an adult, you would have to pay for it, right?
Right.
Because it was an accident that was your fault. Even though it wasn't purposeful, you didn't get into the car with a view towards damaging somebody else's property. That's why we call it an accident. But since you're 12 and not responsible under the law, so I can't make a judgment against you, I have to make a judgment against you. Right?
Yep.
Perfect. And we understand each other. How much did it cost to fix it?
Well, we haven't gotten it fixed yet.
What's your estimate?
$945, close to $950.
$945. Yeah. How many estimates do you have?
We have two. The one I like, though, the brunt of the damage was done on this wheel cover. It's cockeyed. And what the mechanic said to me made sense.
Don't tell me what the mechanic said to you. Just let me see the two estimates.
Sure. Judge Judy, can I tell you how it really happened? Are you interested? Okay.
Sure, I am interested.
Okay.
Always interested if somebody's not telling me the truth.
Okay. Well, I was reading. It was around
I don't care what you were
5
doing.
o'clock. Quiet. I hear noise outside. Like, I thought there were drunken kids outside before I even saw them, just by the noise element and how they were giggling and laughing.
Let's go. I have other
outside,
things to do today.
And I see the 2 kids. They talk to a fella, and I figured, well, you can't stop kids from being on the street. I went back to read a book. About a minute later, I looked out again. I just got a gut feeling nothing good was going to come of this. I see her get into the car, sans pocketbook, no pocketbook. And the other, her girlfriend, was egging her on. And they were
What do you mean?
both
Don't tell me
laughing.
she was egging you on. What did
Do
she
it,
say?
do it. You're not going to do it. Do it. You're not going to do it. I know you're not going to do it. And they were both laughing. I mean, really laughing. And now I'm glued to the window because this car it doesn't even have a paint job. It's like a black matte primer.
I got it.
And then she talked to a fella in a truck. I think maybe she's 16, so I
Whatever.
thought she's going to back out and take off.
Whatever.
But what she did was put it in gear and accelerate. It was such a loud noise.
She didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. She didn't mean to hurt your car. She didn't mean to hurt her mother's car. She had no business being in a car. She had no business being in possession of the car keys.
Right.
Her mother's statement is she has trouble with her. She can't watch her 24/7, therefore it's not her fault. That's pretty much what you said in your statement. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, as between you and these poor people, you're responsible for the damage your daughter does. And if I were you, I'd have her do a whole bunch of something, babysitting, whatever it is.
370 on the calendar in the matter of Parker versus Martinez. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Parker, which one of your daughters loaned her car to the defendant?
Jennifer, be that one right there.
Step up, Jennifer. How do you know the defendant?
I used to work with Carlos, and he dated my best friend.
And when did you tell him he could use your car?
I let him use it on August 10th.
Was it the first time you let him use your car?
I let him borrow it to go to his sister's house one time. And
So it wasn't the first time?
No.
Did your father know you were lending him the car?
No, he did not.
Were you under instructions not to let anybody use your car?
Yes, I was.
So why did you let Carlos use the car?
Because the situation he was in, he was supposed to go to a court in Enfield, and he had no other way of getting there, and I felt bad for him. I didn't want him to get in any trouble, and he said that if he didn't go to court, he'd have an arrest warrant out for him.
Oh.
And so I felt bad.
What'd you have to go to court for, Carlos?
A group of us.
Is not an answer.
Nah, it's not. But a group of us, including her, we were at a party with a whole bunch of internationals that come to work at Six Flags. And for me, trying to round up everybody so we can get out of there because the cops had shown up and telling everybody to leave unless you belong to the campus, the cops said, we're going to start with you because I was outside, so he arrested me, threw me in the car.
That's not true, Your Honor. We were at the party, and the cops told us we had to be inside.
Inside where?
Just inside the buildings. And they told everyone they wanted us in the building just because we were being loud and everything. And as long as we stayed inside, there wouldn't be a problem with it. Carlos didn't want to stay inside. He felt that he could be outside if he wanted to, and that's why he was arrested.
Your Honor, I think that's false. I remember the cops saying that they wanted everybody out because everybody was trashed out their minds.
What happened at your court hearing, Carlos?
It got, like, waved off, continuous without finding, nothing really, because it was like I didn't really do nothing. I was just outside.
This was the first time you were ever arrested, Carlos?
No.
So you needed Jennifer's car to go to a court hearing?
Yes.
So what happened? You went to court?
I went to court.
And everything was fine,
Yeah.
and then you left court, and what happened, Carlos?
I was coming back, going through Springfield, and I went to take a left on the street, ran a stop sign, and hit a car to get back on the highway to go back to Six Flags to drop off her car.
Was anybody injured?
No, thank God.
I wasn't so concerned about you. I was concerned about the other people
So
in
was
the
I.
car. Why did you run the stop sign, Carlos?
And I don't know. I probably didn't see it, or I don't know.
Yes.
I think I can shine some light on this. He was being followed by the police. He was cited for failure to stop for a police officer, running a stop sign. He was passing cars, trying to lose them. He took the corner so fast that not only did he not stay in his lane, he went to the other lane, T-boned this car, and flipped it over.
Does that sound right to you?
No.
Well,
Were you being followed by the police?
Nope.
You have a police report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please.
On the back, there's a date with the pre-trial conference and that he had.
Take your hands off your pocket, please.
There's also 2 independent reports that are with that from eyewitnesses. He got out of the car and ran after he T-boned the car in the other lane.
Carlos, when this accident happened, you jumped out of the car and started to run?
No.
Huh?
No.
You weren't pursued by the police?
No.
Really?
Really.
Surprising. All these people must be wrong. Were you driving a green car?
That was her car, yes.
Was the other car green?
No.
The driver of the green sports car got out and ran east on Union Street. The police chased after him.
I was nowhere near Union Street. I was on Main Street.
Well, maybe if I change Union Street to Main Street, you would find it more accurate.
No, because I was parked at a Dunkin' Donuts, so I don't see where you would get Union Street if you knew the area.
I'm not talking Union Street. I'm talking about being pursued by the police, Carlos.
Regardless the fact is not about
Were
the police
you
chasing me. The fact is that
I'm asking you a question.
And I'm answering you.
Were you pursued by the police?
No.
On foot?
No.
Afterwards? No. These people are so mistaken. In any event, this car was an old car. It was 16 years old, and according to you, it was totaled.
I have pictures of it if you'd like to see before and
Sure.
after. I'd refurbished the car for my daughter. It was in pretty nice shape beforehand.
Well, that's why Carlos wanted to borrow it. It was in nice shape. Or it was in nice shape.
Yeah, you got to the other pictures.
Now it is no longer in nice shape. Now it is a total disaster. A total wreck. Okay. You know what the book value is on the car?
Yes, Your Honor. I went online to Kelly's Blue Book, which is probably the leading authority on book values. I got two of them. One was a trade-in value, one was a resale value. The lower one was a trade-in value. That was the one I used, along with the towing bill. We had to get it home. She had her clothes and school books and everything inside it.
Okay, so the whole thing is $925.
For the car,
Right?
yes.
And you had, I assume, no collision insurance?
No.
Carlos, why don't you feel as if you have any responsibility for this car?
Because, Your Honor, she's lent me the car plenty of times before, not only once, more than 7 times I know she's lent me the car.
Yes.
Not only to go to court, not only to go to my sister's, but for other reasons.
Yes.
She knew how my driving was.
What do you mean, how your driving was?
I'll tell you straight up, I'm a reckless driver. You know, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, let me ask you this question, Carlos. In the other 7 times that she lent you the car, were you ever in an accident?
Nope.
So that based upon your history of driving our car, she would have no reason to think you wouldn't be as careful on the 8th time as you were on the first 7 times. Let's move on to the other reasons why you don't think you're responsible.
For the simple fact that when the accident did happen and I did get in contact with her, she had told me that she was happy that I was all right and that it wasn't the other way around.
What a nice girl.
Yeah.
She was happy that you were okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And shh. I'm listening to Carlos. So she was happy you were okay, and?
And this was at another party when I had seen her, and she was like, well, let's not even talk about it. I'm here to get trashed, and that's what we did.
Okay, and?
That was about it. But she didn't contact me about no matters, nothing.
So your first defense is that when you called and told her about the accident, she said, I'm very glad you're not hurt.
He never called and told me.
Shh. That's the first thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't a phone call, it was that person.
In person. So she said, I'm really glad you're not hurt.
Yeah.
So that's your first defense. And your second defense is she knew that you weren't a good driver. And your third defense is that when you met at a party sometime later, she said, I don't want to talk about it now, let's get trashed.
Yes.
Do you go to school?
I went to college. I'm not going no more.
Well, maybe you should go back.
Why?
Because you can't speak English. I don't go no more is not English. I don't go to college anymore is English.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gary Parker says Carlos Martinez wrecked his daughter's car while running from the police. Carlos is denying all charges.
One of the things that I find most irritating about you is that you borrowed a car, you had an accident, but it wasn't an accident. In your case, it was an on purpose, because you, on purpose, ran a stop sign, was speeding, and you destroyed her car. And instead of being a man and accepting responsibility and saying, look, I'm really sorry, I did that, you know, I will work, whatever I have to do, pay you back slowly for the cost of the car, you come up with these lame excuses and present them to me in shattered English. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,125. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She trusted me to give me the car.
There was no reason for me not to trust him.
Right there, she responsible right there.
We all make mistakes and accidents. You just have to own up to them and take care of them when it happens.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lawrence versus Goss. Step forward, please.
Home care nurse Darius Lawrence is suing her roommate, real estate agent Ron Goss, for unpaid cleaning and landscaping services. Ron has a countersuit for unpaid rent.
Miss Lawrence, according to your complaint, you answered an ad in the newspaper for a roommate, and you moved in with the defendant. Is that right?
Yes.
And you claim a rather interesting arrangement, that you came to an agreement with the defendant that instead of paying rent, you would do housework and landscaping around the house.
What it was is I would do rent and trade with bill credit if I needed to ask.
What does that mean,
In
rent
other
and
words,
trade?
The rent was $275 plus utilities, and if I did work for him, he would give me credit off my rent and my utilities.
And your lawsuit says that you did so much work around the house that he owes you money.
And landscaping.
And landscaping that he owes you money.
And I paid products to keep the home together, and I bought food, kept the refrigerator full.
The defendant says that there was no such arrangement except for 1 month when he did give you a credit for doing some cleaning because you were short of money. He is counterclaiming not only for the rent that you owe him, but also because he says that you forced out 2 other tenants because of your bizarre behavior. So that's what this case is about. All right. When did you see the ad in the paper?
On May 4th.
When did you move in?
The 29th of May.
And what kind of property is it?
It's a house that he sold to a friend of his.
And you had your own room?
Yes.
And full use of the house? Other than that?
Yes.
When did you move out?
I haven't. We still live there together in the residence.
I'm in the process, Your Honor, of evicting her. I gave her a 30-day notice on November 3rd. She was to be out December 3rd. She didn't leave, so then I had to go and do a forced eviction. Yesterday we were at the courthouse for her to get out. She does not want to leave. She has not paid me a single dime of rent since September 8th.
So you're still living together?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How unpleasant. Okay. Tell me about this first conversation that you had with him with regard to the rent.
He asked me what type of things do I do. I told him I'm a professional cleaner. I do landscaping, and I would do a trade private house cleaning, his laundry, his basic chores, etc. I told him I would keep the refrigerator full, do the cooking.
What kind of reduction in rent would that be?
I thought an honorable fair trade when I came to him and requested it.
Miss Lawrence, you always pick a dollar amount. If you pay someone for cleaning your home, that's so much. So you tell me, is what you're saying that you had no fixed amount that you would have your rent reduced by doing these chores?
Well, I explained to him landscaping I thought was a fair deal. Each week was $25 a week, and for a home his size, I thought $10 an hour was fair for private and professional cleaning.
Okay, and you explained that to him. You said $10 an hour for professional cleaning and $25 for landscaping. Is that what you said to him?
Yes, I explained that to him.
Just look at me. Don't look down.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you explain how many hours you thought it would take to clean the house?
No, ma'am.
You didn't. So it was sort of open-ended. If you decided to really clean for 5 hours a day or 3 hours a day, it would be $30 a day, and you did that every day. So you would keep a running tag of how much work you did in the house, and at the end of the month, you would probably be presenting him a bill.
That's what I was trying to do with him.
And so now you claim that he owes you $3,266 for the cleaning and landscaping services that you performed from May until now.
That's correct.
And for a refund of rent because you did give him some money in rent.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, of course, want that back because why would you pay him anything if you were doing all this work, right?
Well, I wasn't going to try to be greedy and want all the rent back. I just wanted a fair adjustment with him, but he wouldn't come to the dickering table and read my receipts.
And $1,650 should have been paid for rent. And how much did you actually pay him?
What I calculated I came up with is $1,200.
How much did she pay you in rent, sir?
I'd say $485 to $500 is what she gave me in the
So
settlement.
let's say $500. That's being generous.
Yes.
It's $1,100 owing on rent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you have a conversation, Mr. Gauze, with Miss Lawrence about doing this house cleaning for $10 an hour and landscaping for $25 an hour?
First off, Judge, she came in May 15th with no upfront rent or deposits. I told her I would take off $125 the first month to help her out, and I was to get $150 within the next month. She was getting unemployment checks at the time. She was going to pay me weekly with those checks. It was very sporadic, $30, maybe 3 weeks, $40, another 3 weeks. She never gave me a full month's rent ever. And in the meantime, I had 2 roommates move in, one June 1, which would be about 2 weeks after she came. He could only make it 2 weeks because she drove him out of the house. She likes to control the house like it's hers, and he couldn't take it. So I lost rent from him. And then another roommate came in about August. He lasted 3 weeks. He had to leave because of her also.
I'm not entertaining that part of your lawsuit,
Okay.
sir. Let's talk about answering my question. When she didn't pay you rent, say, the second month, did you have a conversation with her?
Yes, I wanted her to leave. I said I could not afford her. I said I want to rent a room for money, not for services. I could not afford her. I told her that in the summertime.
And what did she say?
She just kept assuming that I could, and she kept doing the jobs, and I wanted her to leave since August.
When you say she kept doing the jobs, did you ask her to do any work?
No, I told her I could not afford her many times. I said I just want the rent that was stated.
When, for the first time, did you tell her that you wanted her out?
I would say about 1st of August, after the second guy left. He was wanting to stay, and I was trying to get rid of her then. So it's been quite a while since I've been trying to get her out. So then I had to do it with the court process.
I'm going to go back to my initial question to you, Mr. Gauze. Did you ever sit down and discuss with her that she would charge you what she considered fair, $10 an hour for cleaning and $25 for landscaping?
No.
Did that conversation ever take place?
No.
Of course it didn't. You couldn't even look me straight in the eye and give me that line. Miss Lawrence, you moved into this gentleman's house and you have not paid rent. If another judge won't tell you, I will. He wants you to pay rent or get out. He's told you that now for 5 months. So my question to you is, why don't you move?
I paid rent. Here's my rent receipts.
Let me see your receipts. Those are rent receipts. Is that what you're showing me?
Rent receipts?
Just
Yes.
listen, before she hands me that stack of papers, are you showing me rent receipts?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. What's this $72, the first thing?
When I give him cash, I write on the back of my receipt, I paid rent. And then I have money orders from my credit union, money orders from the check exchange, and those are the receipts.
No, those are not receipts. That's baloney. I don't know what some other judge is going to buy of your story. I don't buy this. This is a money order, and this was for $40. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Allegedly to him. Then we have some more of these $25. So every time you took cash out of a machine, you consider this a rent receipt.
What he did is took cash and money orders. He took both.
Baloney. You're a hustler. This is all garbage. Has nothing to do with rent. Now, Miss Lawrence, why don't you move? Is my question. He's not happy. You can't be happy. Why are you imposing yourself on this man and not paying rent?
Because he offered me honorable fair trade and he broke his agreement.
You're full of baloney, madam. You made up a story when you said to me that you had an agreement that he would pay you $10 an hour for cleaning and $25 for landscaping. That's baloney. It doesn't make sense. It defies common sense. I would have to say that he's a lunatic for doing that. You keep the records of how much you earn. At the end of the month, you present him a bill for $500 and say, you owe me money. I don't owe you money, you owe me money. He doesn't look like a nut to me. So your claim is dismissed. It's baloney. You owe him $1,100 in rent. On the counterclaim, that's what I'm awarding you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step in the matter of Weaver versus Cooley. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Young ladies, have seats, please.
Oh, my goodness. Do you really want to be here?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Weaver, this is your complaint. Your daughter and the defendant's daughter are friends, and you were taking a trip to Hawaii. According to your complaint, you invited Mr. Cooley's daughter to accompany your family on the trip. And the arrangement was that if she were going to go with you, her mother and father, who are divorced, were going to split the cost of her basic trip.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And it is your claim that Mr. Cooley, who is her father, did not pay for his half of her trip.
Yes.
Mr. Cooley said that he never had a contract with you, right?
That's correct.
That he was sort of presented with a fait accompli, that he fell on some hard financial times, otherwise he certainly would have wanted his daughter to have this experience, which she, by the way, did have. She did go with you. His defense is that he never had a contract with you. When were you planning this trip?
February of 2004 is when we first contacted them about planning the trip.
When you say them, who did you contact?
I contacted Brittany's mother because Brittany lives with her mom, and we discussed the option of her being able to go with us.
And what was the arrangement that you made with her mother?
I told her mother that we'd be happy for Brittany to accompany us because she was our daughter's best friend, and that if she would pay for just the airline flight and then the expenses of the activities such as the snorkeling and et cetera that we did there, and that we would be glad to pay for all of her food and then any of the other miscellaneous expenses. And then her mother said that she would have to contact Brittany's father to see if he'd pay for half and let us know. Then she called us and said that she'd spoke with her ex-husband, and he agreed.
Did you speak with him?
We spoke with him 30 days before the trip. He came over to our house. Not that day, not that time.
When did you go on the trip?
December.
So practically a year later.
Correct.
And it wasn't until November that you say that you contacted Mr. Cooley. Is that right?
Yes, because we were unable to get a hold of him.
Had you purchased the tickets already?
Yes, ma'am.
So you purchased the non-refundable tickets based upon the conversation you had with Brittany's mother.
Correct.
Now, you understand that up until this time you had no contract with Mr. Cooley. Do you understand that?
No, ma'am.
Well, I'm going to try to explain it to you.
Okay.
What you did was you had, at best, a contract with Brittany's mother to pay for half the cost of the trip. Brittany's mother cannot obligate Brittany's father to pay for the other half. She can't say he's going to pay for the other half and in any way obligate him. Do you have a sibling?
Yes, ma'am.
Brother or sister?
I have two sisters and a brother.
Okay, let's take the brother. He's easy. What's his name?
Michael.
All right, let's say Michael wanted to have his family room redone. So he went to a contractor, and the contractor said it's going to cost $10,000 to redo your family room. And Michael said, that's fine. I'm going to pay for half, and my sister promised me that she would pay for the other half as a birthday present. So you go ahead and you do this renovation for $10,000. Michael gives him $5,000, and he says, go get the other $5,000 from my sister. What's your first name?
Susan.
Susan. Goes to Susan. Susan says, listen, I told him if I could, one day I would like to make a present of $5,000, but I never agreed to pay you $5,000. I didn't have a contract with you. You want your money, go to Michael. Now do you understand?
I understand that, ma'am, yes.
He may have agreed to something, but up until November, I just want you to understand you had no contract with him.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me what happened in November.
Well, my husband spoke with him. I don't know if you want to talk to him as far as
I
that.
sure do.
Okay.
He's the only one I can speak to if he spoke to him.
I talked to Mr. Cooley about the expenses that we had incurred already, purchasing the non-refundable tickets, and that she would need $300 to $400 to pay for the incidental expenses that she would incur as far as the snorkeling, the luau, and that kind of stuff that she would need over there. And he agreed at that time that...
What did he say? Not he agreed. What did he say?
He said that the trip sounded good, that it was a one-in-a-lifetime trip for her, that it was something that they had never, ever planned for her to do, and that he would pay his half.
He said he would pay his half?
His half.
And are those the words he used?
To the best of my recollection, yes, Your Honor.
Did he give you any money?
No, ma'am.
So when was he supposed to pay you?
He indicated that he had had some problems health-wise, and at the time he was unable to give us any money. And we told him when he got back on his feet, whenever he could pay us monthly payments or whatever have you, but basically he had us over a barrel. We had to take Brittany. We weren't going to disappoint her and not take her.
Now it's your turn.
Well, first of all, I didn't go to their house at all. My conversation with Mr. Weaver was over the phone, and that was only because in August I went on disability, and I was informing him that I was not going to be able to pay, and he had said, quote unquote, well, give me what you can, and if you can't give me anything, then that's fine, your daughter's going to go anyway. So I mentioned to my daughter that I wasn't going to be able to pay for her trip, and she was going to have to ask her mother to pay for it in its entirety.
Okay. Something that you said to me, Mr. Cooley, however, has an interesting ring to it. You said that you called the Weavers because your financial circumstances changed. You wanted to let them know that you could no longer pay your half. Is that right?
That's true.
Well, that suggests to me, sir, that you had originally told your ex-wife that you would pay for half when she originally called you in February of 2004. Are you following what I'm saying to you? Am I correct, Mr. Cooley, that you originally told your ex-wife that you would pay for half of the expenses?
That is correct. But in February of 2004, I was under the impression that I was only going to help her out on her airfare.
Fine. Let's say that's what you were told, that you were going to pay for half the airfare. Not help her out, half, because the words that you used to me were half, right?
Right.
Now, the airfare was how much?
The exact price was $729.43.
So is what you're telling me now, Mr. Cooley, that what your understanding was that you were going to pay for half the airfare, and that's what you agreed to with your former wife? Don't think of what I'm going to say after that, Mr. Cooley. Believe me, you're never going to be able to leapfrog over my mind.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're dealing with children. She could just as easily go to her father and say, listen, I want to go on this trip. It's $200 to go. It turns out that it's $2,000. What am I going to do, put her in jail?
And later today,
You claim that he made over $2,000 in sex calls, probably many of whom are guys talking and making out that they're women.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Susan and Lloyd Weaver say the father of their daughter's former best friend, Mark Cooley, owes for a Hawaiian vacation.
Now, is that what you agreed to with your former wife, to pay for half the airfare?
Right. Well, to be honest with you, my correspondence with my wife, because we don't speak, has been through my daughter.
Is that what you promised your daughter?
Correct.
And your daughter, I assume, conveyed that to her mother?
Yeah.
Brittany, what did you tell your mother?
Well, I told my mom that I was going on the trip and how much it was.
How much did you tell her it was?
I told her that, as far as what I knew, it was $350 that she was supposed to pay.
And you told your father the same thing?
That he was supposed to pay $350 also.
And he agreed to that?
Yes.
Good. Now you can sit down. Okay, Mr. Cooley, let us assume everything that you say is correct, that you were going to pay for half the airfare. Why didn't you pay him?
Well, in August, I went on disability, and so my whole financial situation changed.
You already said that to me. But at this point, they had non-refundable tickets, and one way or another, your daughter was going to go. Did you ever think, sir, of saying, I have to send the Weavers $50 a month because I agreed to do that? They took my daughter on a trip. I had a contract with them to pay them half, according to you. Not according to them, but according to you, half the airfare for your daughter.
When I gave them the $150, there was somewhat of an agreement that I could pay monthly.
When did you give them $150?
I gave them $150 upon them coming back from their trip.
Give me the date. You have the date?
It was January 6th, Your Honor.
And you cashed that check?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So that's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 6 months later. And you haven't given them any money since?
Well, in April, the tides had turned because they kind of sent me a threatening letter, or at least I thought it was threatening, informing me that we don't want any ill feelings toward you or your wife. This could affect our daughter and your daughter's friendship.
They're absolutely right. It's a very good reason for you to send a check and say, I'm sorry, I told you that finances were really tight. I realize that this is my obligation. Here's $50. Here's $30. Here is something to demonstrate that I recognize that this is my obligation. You have a letter like that?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Well, that's the wrong thing. You did the wrong thing, sir. Mr. and Mrs. Weaver, the only contract that I can ascribe to Mr. Cooley is for half of the airfare. And I say that because that's what his daughter says that she told her mother, and she told him. So, unfortunately, what?
We sent Mr. Cooley 3 letters advising him that he still owed us money. He sent us a letter back. And in that letter, he said that it's not verbatim.
Show me the letter.
You got it, ma'am.
If what you're saying to me is he acknowledges anything more than
Yes,
the
Your Honor,
airfare.
The letter's several pages long, Your Honor. The first page shows that he agreed to pay half.
Well, let
but
me
it just
see.
says to pay half of Brittany's expenses.
I believe.
The whole letter.
Uh-huh.
And, Your Honor, if I may just say one more thing. Brittany's mom paid us the $550.
I don't care what
she
she
owed
did.
us, so she knew that half of it was $550,
Listen
if I
to
just
me.
might say that.
You cannot ascribe anything to him that Brittany's mother knew.
Okay, I won't say anything.
Nothing. If you want to have a contract with somebody, you have to talk to them face to face, or you have to speak to them personally over the phone, and then memorialize it in a written document that is signed. And then it's a contract that you have between two people. If you're dealing with children, she could just as easily go to her father and say, listen, I want to be able to go on this trip. It's $200 to go. Will you pay for $200? And he says, sure, I'll pay for $200. And it turns out that it's $2,000. You've already booked the ticket, so you're out $2,000. What am I going to do, put her in jail? Of course not. That's why you don't deal with children when you're making a contract with...
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Cooley, listen to me. This is all wrong, sir. You say to them, I agree to pay one half of my daughter's expenses. And if I believe what you say it was based on me being employed. Well, that's not true. That's not true, sir. Your agreeing to pay for half of her airfare was not based upon your being employed, because you didn't have that conversation with your daughter. When you said to your daughter, I'll pay for half of your airfare, you didn't say to her, on condition that I'm still working, right?
Right.
Okay. I had no control over my going on disability, which cut my salary in third. So what? What's that their problem? That's your problem, not theirs. What's the nature of your disability?
Stress.
And you came here? I can see from this rambling letter that you are stressed, Mr. Cooley, so I won't proceed any further. You owe these people an additional $214, and that's giving you every possible benefit of the doubt, sir, that the only thing you agreed to was to pay for one half of her airfare. I mean, I think that if you wanted to be a good guy, you would say to them, listen, I don't want you to be out any money, and I don't want our daughters who were good friends to be estranged, so I'm going to make it my business to see to it that you get the extra $50 a month until it's all paid off. But from a legal perspective, I can't do that. I can, however, find that you agreed to pay for half the airfare. You have already given them $150, leaving a balance of $214. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't know if it was a once-in-a-lifetime trip. It's not like she's not going to be able to go anywhere else.
Brittany's dad has a problem with this now, and so she's not really able to come over to our house.
We don't really hang out that much anymore.
I think she'd be over a lot more this summer if this wasn't going on.
We'll still be friends.
I hope that would happen.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fleischer versus McWhorter. Step forward, please.
Harriet Fleischer is suing her former tenant, Robert McWhorter, for rent and for running up her phone bill with sex calls.
Miss Fleischer, do you live in a private house or an apartment?
Private house.
How long have you lived there?
18 and a half years.
Who do you live with?
Currently I have one tenant.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Fleischer?
I'm a computer consultant.
How long have you been doing that kind of work?
Far too long. 9 and a half, 10 years.
This is your complaint. You rented a room to Mr. McWhorter, who was a friend of yours and going through some difficult times. You said that you would allow him to come and stay in your home, $100 a week, and you claim he left owing you some rent.
That's correct.
Which is really not what you're complaining about, because he acknowledges that he owes a couple of $100 in rent. You claim that he made over $2,000 in 1-900 sex calls on your phone.
That's correct.
Mr. McWhorter said, I didn't do that. When were you living with Miss Fleischer, Mr. McWhorter?
Approximately right before Thanksgiving till the 23rd of December.
So maybe November the 20th?
Yeah, it was a Saturday when I moved in.
To December what?
23rd.
You have a copy of your phone bill?
I do. I have a
I'd
copy.
like to take a look at it, please.
I had spoke to Mrs. Fleischer when I returned from my trip, and she verbally told me over the phone, I took her word for it, I never physically saw the bill myself, that it was between $900 and $1,000.
Look at me. What difference does it make how it was 900 and 1,000? I read your answer, Mr. McWhorter. Your answer says, I didn't make those calls and I don't know who did. So is now what you're telling me, sir, that you did make these calls, you just didn't know the extent of the bill. Is that what you're telling me?
That's correct.
All right. Well, that's a little different from your answer. I know that sometimes I can be a little intimidating. That's a very good thing. So I don't have to go through these bills and humiliate you to see how long you stood on the line with these people, probably many of whom are guys talking and making out that they're women. Go find a nice girl, Mr. McWhorter. Get your own phone.
May I interject here, Your Honor?
Oh, if you have to.
Robert told me that he had his own phone when we made arrangements for his moving in.
Miss Fleischer, Doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
His story now, after he took a look at this kind face of mine, was, I acknowledge I made the phone calls, that I was stupid, right?
Very.
I was unthinking, right? Right? I'm dying to pay you and get out of here because I'm humiliated. And don't humiliate me anymore.
Yes, Your Honor.
They could all be so easy.
There are guys pretending to be women?
Yeah, I saw that in a movie once. You know, there were guys that just raise their voice and they sit there and they make other people feel foolish. It was in some Jack Lemmon movie or something. Remember Jack Lemmon?
Remember Jack
Most
Lemmon?
people don't remember Jack Lemmon. I remember Jack Lemmon.
May I say something, Your Honor?
What?
I have explained to Mrs. Fleischer that I'm an alcoholic, and I did have gone through several blackout stages. That's why. No, I'm putting it all on the table.
Listen, I gotcha. I understand.
And this is part of my recovery, is to make amends for whatever damages I have done.
So why did you
in
have
the
to
past.
come here? Why couldn't you tell her that outside?
I attempted to. I didn't know that I was even actually have been taken to court until.
Well, where did you think you were going? To Never Never Land today?
No.
How much do you owe for rent?
I believe it would be between $100 and $200.
He left owing $200 in rent.
Okay.
On a week-to-week, there's a 1 week, as I understand it, a 1 week...
There's a 1 week nothing. Don't go crazy.
Okay.
He owes you $2,652.
Okay.
Should have taken care of this before you came to court, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Your
Thank
Honor?
you very much. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out. For us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Cervantes, these people used to be friends of yours. According to your complaint, you sold them a car, and they were paying off the amount that you had loaned on the car every month. And you were letting her drive it because he didn't have a license, right? He didn't have a
Correct,
license. How many months did they make the car payment?
3.
From when to when?
August, September, October.
And what amounts were the car payments?
$262.43.
Now, to whom did they make those payments?
They gave me the money and I paid the payments.
To the car company, the loan company?
Yeah.
How many months did you make payments on the car?
Years. I was paying years. It was almost paid off.
Okay. And when you sold them the car, how much was left on the loan?
I don't recall the loan at all. I think it was $7,000 that they paid off when it was totaled. I don't know what the loan itself was.
You said that the car was practically paid off when you sold it to them.
To me, that's less than a year's payment to be paid off.
Not at $262 a month. If the payout was $7,000, you're not really good in math.
No, I'm not.
Did they also pay for part of the insurance?
They paid the portion of the insurance.
How much?
It was $3.
How much did you pay a month towards the insurance?
$150.
Okay. And your agreement was once all the payments were made, the car was going to be theirs. Is that right?
No. There was supposed to be a down payment of $1,500 to $2,000 at the beginning before he even took the car. He couldn't make that, and she was pregnant, and I said, go ahead and take it. When he got income tax, there was to be a down payment.
I don't want to hear down payment anymore, madam. You didn't loan them the car, and you didn't lease them the car. They were going to purchase the car from you.
The difference is they didn't put a down payment like I put a down payment.
Sometimes you don't have to put any down payment. Are you following what I'm saying to you?
Yep.
Perfect. So this is your claim. Your claim is that he totaled the car, right?
Correct.
And you had no driver's license.
Correct.
Why were you driving without a driver's license?
I went to the store to get the baby formula.
Heck, say, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You know? Or a little one. Send her to the store to get the baby formula.
She was at work.
She had no business going to work if the baby didn't have formula. If there's only one person that drives, and I guarantee you've driven that car other than to get the baby formula. How did you get to work that day?
Actually, I was pregnant the time of when the accident happened, so I wasn't even working.
So how much of a liar is he that you're married to? He's the one who said you were working, he had to go to the store to get the baby formula. This baby born yet?
No, she used to babysit, Your Honor. I'm sorry. When I meant she was working, she was at home babysitting.
So I said, let her go to the store. In any event, you totaled the car.
I was rear-ended. The car was...
You totaled the car. But for the fact that you were driving it without a license, you wouldn't have been in an accident.
Correct.
Now, you got an insurance check in the amount of $4,000, is that right?
Yes.
And how much was the payout on the car?
They had to pay, it was a total of $7,000.
How much did you pay?
Total amount? I don't know the total amount.
Well, how much are they coming after you for?
They're not coming me after. It's paid for.
By whom?
Progressive.
By insurance?
My insurance covered it. They gave me 4 and the rest was paid off for the car.
What did they give you 4 for?
The amount of the car, I guess that...
So they paid out a total of $11,000 on the car? 7 to pay off a loan and 4 to you?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, nice. So this was a really good accident for you. Now, what happened is, according to you, they came to you sometime after the accident and asked to borrow $1,000. You gave them $1,000. Then you went to collect the $1,000, and they said, you gave us this $1,000 after you got this insurance check, this windfall. We were paying for the insurance on the car, right? The check should have been ours because, you know, we had possession of the car. And you kept the check, so you gave us this $1,000 so we could go put down a down payment on another car. So then you went over to their house to get back this $1,000. And it is your claim that while you were there, things got physical and he grabbed you by the arm and he pushed you. So you're suing him for the $1,000 and for the push. And the defendants say that they're counterclaiming because they want that insurance check.
Your Honor, at no point in time did I push her. I actually have a police statement.
I'm going to look at it.
Okay.
First of all, Ms. Cervantes.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense that they would borrow $1,000 from you at all.
They borrowed $1,000. I have the canceled check.
Oh, I know that you gave them $1,000. I said that they didn't borrow $1,000
It's
from
written
you.
a loan.
I don't care when you wrote the word loan. You're slick. I don't care when you wrote the word loan on the check when you got it back. There is no question in my mind that you owed them an obligation, considering the fact that you had made a deal on this car, to at least share the proceeds with them partially. After all, you had been paying on this car for years. They had only been paying on the car for 3 months. So it seems to me $1,000 would be perfectly reasonable for them to expect you to let them have as part of the financial input they had in securing this $4,000 insurance check for you, because they paid half the insurance and they were paying the monthly car payments. That doesn't excuse the fact that he was driving without a license. So I don't believe that there was a loan, period, because it doesn't make sense.
They made payment on it.
They did make payment on a loan. Let me see where they made payment on a loan.
I have text messages here.
That says what?
That they made a payment on the loan. He brought the $100
Show me.
payment.
I'm not going to believe him either. Show me the text message where they say that they either made or will make a $100 payment on this loan.
There's 8 messages here, but here's the one for $100.
That's all I want to see. Why would you say to her, we'll give you like $100? I hope you understand.
We were helping her out because her husband, or her boyfriend, I'm sorry, had left her. And we were also helping by taking care of him. He was living with us as well.
Yeah, because he got him kicked out.
She
don't speak.
And she was in financial need, so we were just helping her out with money.
I hope you
so
understand it's not helping me out. That's helping you out.
In any event, if they weren't smart enough to get $1,000 from you, they should have been, because you owe them $1,000. No question. You made a sale of this car. It was not a lease. However, the title had not passed yet because they had not fulfilled their end of the obligation.
Right.
So actually, if you had been out any money, certainly you would have been entitled to this entire amount. But you got a windfall of $4,000. You sold them the car for $5,000.
I didn't sell them the car for $4,000. They were supposed to put a down payment.
I'm not interested in your down payment story anymore. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You burglarized his house.
I didn't burglarize anything.
Yes, you did. You went into his house, and once you got into his house, you started trashing his property. That's burglary.
And later today...
Who'd you sell it to?
Huh?
Ah, is not an answer.
I'm sorry. I had a private dealer sell it.
Did you have any profit? Is not an answer.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Vanessa Cervantes says former friends Rick and Christina Porras owe for an unpaid loan. The couple is countersuing for the amount of an insurance claim.
All right, now you want to tell me why you went over to their house?
I went over there to get payment because Christina said Rick will have the payment, and I kept calling Rick and he wouldn't answer, so I went over there to get my payment.
But you had already gotten a $4,000 check.
This was a loan he was paying. He already made it $100 on.
Give this back to her. She shouldn't get it. I'm interested, Miss Cervantes. I read your complaint very carefully, and you said that when you went over there to collect this payment, and they weren't forthcoming with the payment. Let me see what you... He left the door open as he walked away to go back to sleep. I went to his house and told him I was going to sit there until I got my money. I then started grabbing some of their DVDs, threatening to pawn them. That's what you say right here.
Right, for payment.
You're not allowed to do that. That's burglary. That's burglary. You can't go, and he has an absolute right to grab you and throw you out of his house. You're trashing his house.
I didn't trash his house.
Yeah, you did.
He trashed his own house.
Yeah. I grabbed some of their DVDs, threatening to pawn them. We exchanged words, and when I called his wife, he grabbed me by the arms and threw me to the floor.
That's incorrect, Your Honor, and I have the police statement.
I'd like
of
to
what
see
happened.
the statement, please.
It's also a statement from him. He also was there at the time, and he stated at no point in time did I put my hands on her or did I throw her down.
What property did you tell the police he had of yours? That's what you told the police, property, not money, not a loan. Said he had property.
I didn't say property.
Oh, that's what, so the police are lying. Twice, it says it.
There was no report made.
Yeah, it's right here. Boris called the police, and when I arrived, Cervantes
called
was
the police.
I'm speaking. Was standing outside in the driveway in front of the residence. When I talked to Cervantes, she stated that Porras had some property of hers and that she had come over to claim it. I asked her if she forced her way into the house, and she said no. She had been invited inside. Mr. Porras stated that Cervantes had gone upstairs into the front room and pulled their DVD player off the shelf. Mr. Porras said that Cervantes then stepped on their DVD player as it laid on the floor. Mr. Porras stated that after Cervantes had stepped on their DVD player, he pushed her out the front door and closed it to protect the rest of his property. Okay. He had no right to be there.
I was getting my payment.
You had no right to be there. You burglarized his house.
I didn't burglarize anything.
Yes, you did. You went into his house, and once you got into his house, you started trashing his property. That's burglary. He had no right to be there. He had every right to throw you out, and he did. So you don't get paid for that. You also don't get paid $1,000, which, as far as I'm concerned, was a windfall for you. You got 4. You gave them 1. Now, as far as you're concerned, you did not fulfill, uncross your arms, you did not fulfill your end of the contract that you had with her, which was that you were going to finish paying for the car, and then it was going to be yours, right?
Correct, because it was totaled.
She was like a loan company. Once you finished paying off the loan on the car, you were going to get title to it.
Right.
But you didn't have title to the car yet because you hadn't fulfilled your total obligation. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you don't get the rest of the $3,000. She's already given you $1,000.
We weren't countersuing for the car payment. We were countersuing for defamation of character and property damage.
There's no property damage.
Just a second. I'm going to read you. You know, you've got to be very careful about what you write. This is your answer. I'm going to read it to you. We are countersuing in the amount of $3,000 for money that belongs to us. We made a deal with Vanessa that we were purchasing the Dodge from her. We made all of our payments and paid the insurance. Yet when Rick got into an accident that was not his fault, Vanessa kept the majority of the money. We paid for the car and the insurance and feel we are entitled to all the money from the insurance company. She only gave us $1,000. We want the remaining $3,000. That's all you wrote.
I'm sorry, I had a countersue. I left it.
That's the countersuit that you wrote. That's what you signed. That's what your wife signed. That's what you're not going to get. You got $1,000. What happened was you drove around this car for 3 months, and it didn't cost you anything because you got back what you put into it, right?
Correct.
Plus, don't drive around in a car without a license. Do you have a license now?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Because I owe Department of Transportation money that I haven't been able to completely pay off.
You have a car now?
I don't know, ma'am.
Don't let him mess up your record.
I carpool.
Don't let him mess up your record. Do you understand?
Yes.
You look like a very nice, very quiet lady. Goodbye. You too.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I felt that it was a loan.
No, it was money given to us
Can we borrow the money? And I said, yeah, it's a loan.
because we were making car payments and the insurance payment.
They're just liars.
I guess money changes some people.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lothridge versus Lothridge. Step forward, please.
22-year-old Christopher Lothridge is suing his ex-wife, 22-year-old Carolise Lothridge, for unpaid parking tickets on a vehicle they both own.
Mr. Lothridge, this is your former wife. You have 1 child together. You have physical custody of that child, according to what I read here, and it is your claim that prior to the divorce, your wife accumulated parking tickets on a truck that was subsequently given to you in the divorce decree. When you went to re-register the trucks, you ascertained that there were parking tickets on the car, parking tickets that had accrued, you believe, when your wife was driving the truck. You want her to pay those parking tickets. Your former wife says that the parking tickets were not accrued on that truck, but were accrued on a car that was hers, that you stole from her and sold. And she is counterclaiming for 2 things. For that car, the property that was in that car, because she said she had a whole bunch of things in that car, including a $500 television set, which I don't believe. for a second. And she says that you assaulted her at some point. And she'll tell me about that. She wants damages for that. So, show me the tickets that were accrued on this truck.
Would you like the receipts that I paid the tickets?
No, I want to see that they were on the truck.
They were not on the truck. I never said they were on the truck. I said that her record, the truck is under my name and her name. So when she gets tickets, no matter what vehicle she's driving, that affects the record under my truck. When I went to renew my tag in 2006, they said she has unpaid tickets and a suspended license. You cannot renew your registration. I said, well, what do I have to do to fix this? They said she has to pay. She has to get her record cleared because her name is under the truck. So I offered to pay half.
Just a second.
Yes.
That wasn't made clear in your complaint.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If I did not sell the car, she would have not made payments on it.
Well,
and
and
would
you
have
know
come
something?
back.
If I had taller parents, I would have been 5'7".
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christopher Loffridge says ex-wife Carolise Loffridge owes for unpaid parking tickets. Carolise is countersuing for stolen property and an assault.
So this has nothing to do with your truck. The parking ticket she got was on a car, Toyota.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened to the Toyota?
The Toyota, when we separated, which was October 14th, 2005, I gave her 2 months. I said, if you get a job and you take over the payments, you can have the car. 2 months went by. She never got a job. I continued to make the payments for a car that I didn't drive, I didn't have anything to do with. So I decided, and it was all legal because the car was under my name as well. I went and got the car with my own key, and yes, I sold the car because I didn't want to keep making payments and insurance payments on a
Who'd
vehicle
you sell it
that...
to?
Huh?
Is not an answer.
I'm sorry. I had a private dealer sell it.
Did you pay off the loan?
Yes.
In full?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any profit? Is not an answer.
Yes, I had a profit of $2,000 that I ended up putting back into my truck because my transmission...
I don't care whether you have put it back into your truck or not. That's so you pay your parking tickets out of it. She's not paying your parking tickets. You took her mode of transportation, you sold it, you made a $2,000 profit, and now you're fetching about some parking tickets that you wanted to pay for a couple $100. Pay them yourself. Pay them yourself.
I did pay him.
Good. Did you give her back half the $2,000?
No.
Why not?
Because I
That's
didn't
joint
have to.
property. That's marital property.
I didn't have to.
You didn't have to? I don't have to order her to pay for your parking tickets. You don't have to? Of course you don't have to, but you had key. You went and got her mode of transportation. You sold it. Now, if you said to me, I sold it and I lost money because the loan outstanding on her car was more than I got for it when I sold it, I'd be sympathetic to you. You made a profit. And you didn't say, well, because I made a profit. These were vehicles that we had together so that the court in 2007, when you divorced, couldn't grant her ownership of one car. You got one, she got none. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You got the truck, she got no wheels because you had sold it at a profit.
Your Honor, if I did not sell the car, she would have not made payments on it.
Well,
it
and
would
you
have
know
come
something?
back.
If I had taller parents, I would have been 5'7".
It would have come back on my credit.
If I had taller parents, I would have been 5'7". Bottom line is, the objective fact is, you sold her car at a profit. That is joint property, and you chose not to give her half the property. So stop complaining that you had to pay a few $100s in parking tickets. That's your problem. Now, that was in 2005.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't want to hear any nonsense about the $500 television that was in your Toyota Corolla when he stole it. Because if he stole your $500 television set, you would have complained to the judge who didn't finalize a decree until 2007. Wouldn't you have?
I actually did, and the judge just asked him, you know, where's the TV? And he said he didn't have it.
So it's already been adjudicated.
Mm-hmm.
So
Your Honor.
if it's been adjudicated once, it can't be adjudicated again.
Okay.
What?
In our final divorce, what she's talking about, February 20th, 2007, she brought up the car, she brought up the materials in the car, she brought up everything she's talking about, and the judge adjudicated it.
Listen, why aren't you paying attention?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
I said you adjudicated it once, you can't adjudicate it again.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
You get nothing. You didn't do the right thing initially. When you took her car, you should have given her half the profit. because that's marital profit. You kept the $2,000 for yourself and put it in your truck. Nice. And then you have the audacity to come to court and ask for the parking tickets on the truck. Goodbye. Have a good life. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
They crashed the jet skis. I mean, they crashed them.
I wanted to get it fixed for you because we did wreck it.
You're lying, Sarah. That isn't what you said.
No, just
No, I'm agreeing.
She's disagreeing with you, agreeing with.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Grace, you rented a room from the defendant. The tenancy lasted 1 day. You want your money back, and in addition to your money back, you want some punitive damages you claim for invasion of your privacy. Mr. Rossi said you left of your own volition, you broke the terms of your tenancy, and you don't get any money back. Correct?
That is correct.
Okay. What kind of place did you rent to her, Mr. Rossi?
Room inside of a privately owned home.
You're the owner?
Yes.
So you rented her a room in your house with kitchen privileges, I assume?
Correct.
How much did you charge her in rent?
$325.
And what other money did she give you?
First month's additional for utility expenses.
How much did she give you in total?
$575.
Had you advertised for this room?
Yes.
Where?
Buffalo News.
Are you legally able to rent in your home?
Correct.
You are legally able to do that?
Sure.
She signed the lease?
No.
How come?
There was no written contract.
Why not?
Didn't feel the need to.
You have a tenancy, then you have a contract. It says what your rent is, what security deposit, what it's for, that it'll be returned, what you're going to do with the security deposit, put it in an interest-bearing account. I mean, you want to do all these...
There was no mention of any security deposit, Your Honor.
Well, what was the other $250 for, sir?
Money that she chipped in for the utility expenses the first month.
$250 for your utilities?
Correct.
What utilities cost you
There
$250?
was no mention of any additional security deposit.
Mr. Rossi, had you ever rented a room before?
No.
Never?
No.
Okay. Who advised you legally?
No one.
That's what I figured. Okay. Now, Mr. Grace, what date did you move in?
January 1st.
When had you seen the room?
3-4 days before it.
And you spoke to Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Who else lives in the home?
His girlfriend.
Just the two of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How old are you?
19.
Your mother. Sit down. Yeah, what happened on January 1st when you moved in?
He helped me move my stuff into the apartment, and he was acting very strange.
It was a room.
I'll get to that.
What apartment?
His apartment.
I thought it was a house.
No, it's not.
What is it?
It's an apartment that he is renting.
It's an apartment in a building that he's renting?
No, it's just an apartment, like a house, but he's renting.
From whom?
From his landlord.
Is that true?
It's a privately owned house, Your Honor.
Do you own it?
I don't own the house, no.
That's what I asked you before. Did I ask him that question before?
That's what you asked him.
And what did he say? He said yes.
He said, yeah.
You are a renter.
Yes.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Rossi?
Self-employed contractor.
How long have you been a tenant?
6 years.
In the same place?
Correct.
Did you have permission of your landlord to rent?
Yes.
Show me.
I don't have anything in writing.
Really?
No.
What's your rent?
How much do I pay for rent?
That would be the question, Mr. Rossi.
$470.
Plus what?
Utilities.
So your rent is $470, you're charging her $3 1/4.
Correct.
Go ahead, Mr. Grace. You say he's acting weird. He is weird.
He was not charging me $3 1/4. He was charging me $350.
Okay.
I paid him up front the day before I moved in for $250 for utilities, and the day that I moved in, I paid him $350 for the first month's rent. He refused to give me a receipt saying that I paid him $350. He said for tax reasons. Then he showed me and my father all these gas bills that he owed. He did not say that he couldn't pay them. He just said that they were too high. And that night, I fell asleep that night. He came in my room. His pit bull first, he didn't tell me he had a pit bull. His pit bull burst into my room and started attacking me, started jumping all over me, biting my arms.
If a pit bull bit your arms, madam, you would know it. Mr. Grace, I don't want you to make up any stories
It was
to
under
embellish.
the covers.
You understand?
Okay, yes.
If a pit bull bites you all over the arms, you would have major scars or some scars.
I was under the covers.
Oh, okay, so his dog came into your room and it scared you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Then he came in my room smoking pot. He got the dog off of me. And he sat down next to me, and he started talking sexually to me. And he...
That's a lie.
No, it's not. He's the liar.
You felt uncomfortable there, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Prior to your moving into his room, where had you been living?
At my father's.
Does your father live with your mother?
No.
How long had you been living with your father?
For about 3 years.
Why did you leave your father's house?
I wanted to become more independent.
Were you working?
No, I was going to school.
Full-time or part-time?
Full-time.
Who was going to be paying your rent?
I was.
If you're a full-time student, how are you going to pay your rent?
I am on SSI.
What's the nature of your disability?
Depression, anxiety.
And you take medication for that?
Yes.
You were going to try to make it on your own?
Yes.
Didn't work out. And the next day, you said, I'm going back home. Now, when you left, where did you go?
I didn't go back home. I called up my mother, and I was crying.
Okay, and so did you go to your mother's house?
Yes.
And you stayed there?
Yes.
Is that where you're living now?
No.
Where are you living now?
I'm living back at my father's.
Okay, good. Everything okay?
At my father's, yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rossi, aside from the fact that you illegally rented a room in a place where you were a tenant and you have absolutely no proof of the fact that your landlord gave you permission to do that, I'd like you to tell me what were your out-of-pocket expenses for the 24 hours that Mr. Grace lived in your house? Is not an answer, Mr. Rossi.
Out-of-pocket expenses while she was there for 24 hours?
Yes.
There were none.
Perfect. Then if she left after 24 hours, why didn't you return her money to her?
Because I had to spend time to try to gain access to get myself a new tenant. If I was able to
what
have...
kind of nonsense did he just say? What kind of gobbledygook did he just put together?
I'm not catching it.
You're not catching it. You're not catching it.
You are
Sure. Mr. Grace.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't look like an unintelligent person. A little slimy, but not unintelligent.
And later today...
Tell me what they were.
It was payment for money that I loaned.
That's not what I asked you. That is the conclusion.
The circumstances?
If you don't remember, say I don't remember. Remember that I will test you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 19-year-old Allison DeGrace claims former landlord Stephen Rossi caused her to move out after only 1 day. Allison says during her first night there, Stephen entered her room while she was asleep.
Mr. Rossi, my question was, you illegally rented a room, she moved out, you had absolutely no loss as a result of her moving out. If you were aware of the fact, Mr. Rossi, that when she moved in, that she was on medication, a fact that was evident to me, then why didn't you say, look, this is not working out. She's unhappy. I'm going to give her back her money.
I wasn't aware that she was unhappy, Your Honor.
Listen, she moves all of her things into your house. She comes there with her father?
Correct.
With her father. I mean, if you're an intelligent person, you don't look like an unintelligent person, a little slimy, but not unintelligent. You understand that there's a certain dynamic here going on. This was in what month? January in Buffalo? It gets very cold, but I'm sure your brain thought out enough in Buffalo in January to understand that there's a certain family dynamic going on here. So if it didn't work out and she was unhappy, she was stressed, whatever it was, you say, here's your $600 back. I'm not out any money. It didn't work out, especially since you were doing something that was in violation of your tenancy. You probably fell behind in some bills, and you probably figured you could get somebody to shore up a little bit, and you did, and you got a $600. You managed to pay off the bills you were behind paying off, and you say you can't have your money back. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Everything he said was a complete lie.
The girl's on lithium. She's on Prozac. She's only 19 years old.
I'm not on heavy medication.
I think she moved into a place. She moved out the following day. It's her loss.
I'm not crazy.
I think the girl's nuts.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of D'Antuono versus Holdren. Step forward, please.
26-year-old hairstylist Stephanie D'Antuono is suing her ex-boyfriend, personal trainer Thaddeus Holdren, for an unpaid loan to buy a car. Thaddeus says the money didn't become a loan until they broke up.
Ms. D'Antuono, I've read your complaint. You claim a loan to the defendant, who was your live-in boyfriend for a period of time. Is that right?
Yes.
It was a loan for a car?
Correct.
And any other expenses?
Yes, for work that needed to be done on the car.
Mr. Holdren said there was never a loan. His position is that he played the role of house husband.
Yes.
That you have a child that he took care of, and he was personal trainer. He gave up some time in order to be able to accommodate your schedule. And there was never talk of a loan until two of you separated. So when did you start to live together?
We began to live together only after I had given him the loan. It was in August.
Tell me about the loan.
Thaddeus approached me about loaning him some money for a car that he wanted to buy. I had the funds to help him out, and we discussed it in detail. That
Well, what were the details?
How he had to pay me back. There was no confusion as far as...
Well, no, don't tell me there was no confusion. Just tell me what the agreement was. You said it was very specific, so tell me the agreement.
I agreed to loan him the money if he agreed to pay me back in full.
Is that as specific as it went?
Pretty much, yes.
Go ahead.
He agreed to pay me within a certain amount of time.
Well,
and
that's more specific. What was the
Yes.
amount of time?
A couple of months.
Okay.
And when he didn't, he told me he was having some problems and wasn't going to be able to pay me at that certain time. So I was upset, but I agreed to allow him more time if he would give me payments. Whenever he had money, if he could give me some cash or, you know, whatever he was able to do.
So?
So he didn't. He failed to pay me.
When did you move in with him?
He moved in with me.
When did he move in with you?
That was about a year later.
So 1 year later, he's made no payments on this loan, and then you move in together.
Well, he...
Just answer my
I'm
question.
sorry. Yes, that's right.
Okay. And you lived together for a year?
No, we did not. We only lived together for about 2.5 months.
Your Honor, I lived with her longer than that.
He was at my house on a regular basis, but he did not live there.
Fine. When did that start?
Probably around the time that I gave him the loan. You know, he was staying there maybe a couple nights a week.
More than a couple nights, Your Honor.
That's not correct.
It's over 2 years since this loan was made.
Yes.
And over that period, you have not gotten any payments.
He did pay me $150.
When?
In April of 2001.
Is that right, sir?
I don't know if it was 2001, but I paid her $150. But that's not including everything I did for her and her son. You know,
What did you give her $150 for, Mr. Holdren?
Because, I mean, if I'm with her, I'm living with her, whatever, I expect to do something, you know. I mean, taking care of her son and taking care of stuff around the house and stuff.
That doesn't answer my question, Mr. Holdren. What was the $150 for?
Just for her.
Well, tell me how that came about, the $150 payment.
She gave me the money and things happened. Hold on.
Mr. Holdren, you're trying to think about the right answer. I don't want you to think about the right answer, sir. I want you to think about the truthful answer. You said to me, I gave her $150 when I asked you what it was for. You did a song and dance. Now, I'm asking you the circumstances surrounding you giving her this $150 in March.
Well,
if you say I don't remember what it was for or the surrounding circumstances around it, I will understand that.
Well, I gave her money a couple times, so the $150 is like me giving her money on a regular. I mean, not on a regular, but I gave her money, you know, like any other boyfriend would do. It wasn't like I was giving her $2,000 or you know what I'm saying, like big money, but
Do you remember the circumstances surrounding the $150 payment? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
Then tell me what they were.
It was payment for money that I loaned.
That's not what I asked you. That is the conclusion.
The circumstances?
If you don't remember, say I don't remember. Remember that I will test you. If you don't remember, say it. If you remember, tell me.
I don't remember.
Did he give you any other money during the course of your relationship over the last 2 years?
He paid me $100 after our relationship had ended. This was this past April.
What was the $100 for?
For payment from the loan that I gave him.
Did you give her $100 after you separated?
Yes.
For what?
That was for part of her thinking that I owed her all that money. So $100.
That
was part of me owing her the money.
That was part of her thinking that you owed her the money from the loan?
Right.
Oh, good, that makes it easier. So you did, Mr. Holdren, make a payment to her for this $2,000 loan.
Right.
And you made at least one payment. Is that right?
Right.
And that was made within the past year or so?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to allow you in 30 seconds or less, Mr. Holdren, explain to me why this was not a loan and you don't owe her any money.
Okay, I'll start off with this. We made an agreement when we met. Well, after we met, she has a son. He's 4. Well, he was 4 at the time. And
her job is very demanding, and she has different hours every day, like early in the morning sometimes and late in the evening sometimes. And her son goes to school early in the morning. She couldn't take him to school, so I would take him to school, get him up, get him dressed, pick him up from daycare, bring him back with me, and wait till she gets off, and he'd hang out with me, whatever, for the period of time, whatever day it was.
So I'm listening. Keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I did everything. I was like a kindergarten cop with him. This whole thing to me is just like she was pimping me through the whole thing. Like, you know, she's my female pimp.
That's a nasty thing to say.
That's how it was, because I was doing everything, but she still just seemed like I owed her this whole $2,500.
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Holdren. How much rent did you pay?
I didn't pay rent at her house.
How much did you contribute on a regular basis for food for the house?
Depending if I went out to eat or...
No, in the house.
Little.
How much did you contribute regularly towards the utilities?
None.
So you were basically living rent-free. You had no expenses.
Your Honor, I have my own apartment, too.
Where is your apartment?
At the time, it was on the other side of town from where she lived at, on the west side.
Which side is nicer? Her side?
Yeah.
Mr. Holdren, anything else you want to tell me, sir?
I just felt like I don't owe her the whole $2,500. I mean...
So you don't think you owe her the whole $2,500?
Right.
Tell me what part of the $2,500 you think you owe her?
It would really be hard to say because...
Well, I want you to think hard. I mean, it was your statement that I don't owe her the whole $2,500.
I don't know, because the time that I put into the relationship, not only with her, but her son too, it was like, I couldn't really tell, because I was working in the morning and in the afternoon, and my schedule was flexible because I was a trainer, so I, you know, arrange it where, you know, I could make it a better...
Mr. Holdren,
yes.
What part of the $2,500 do you think you should be given credit for, sir?
I don't know.
So I guess you'll have to leave it up to me, right?
Well, I was hoping you'll feel my side of the story as far as me taking care of her son and everything. Because
no, Mr. Holdren, I'm going to make it very, very easy for you, sir. If there is a contract that provides, even an oral one, that you loaned me this money for the car, and I'm going to work it off by taking care of your son at $1.75 an hour while I'm taking care of him, that will be my contribution, so we're going to take that off the car loan. That's an agreement. But after the fact, you don't make that sort of an agreement. You don't sit back there and scratch your head and say, well, I did all these things for her. Therefore, I shouldn't have to owe her that much on what was originally a loan. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's just a lot of double talk that you're doing for me now. $2,500 was the original loan, and you paid her $250. So judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,250. That's all.
Parties are excused. Now, in the matter of Burton versus York, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Burton, how long did you and Mr. York live together as roommates?
Approximately 4 months.
Did you move in with him? Did he move in with you? Or did you move in together?
I moved in with him.
Had you known him before?
No, ma'am, I did not.
You answered an ad?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get along okay at the beginning?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to what I read, the defendant's mother showed up for a visit. You had some sort of an altercation with her. Mr. York ejected you from the house, told you to leave. You did. And you claimed that you left some property there, a laptop computer and a camera, and you want him to reimburse you for that or to give you the property that you left behind. Mr. York says that you and your father, as well as Mr. York and some other friends, helped you load up your dad's truck, and you took the camera as well as the computer. The only thing that you left behind was some furniture, which ultimately you took. Is that right, sir?
Not exactly. He did leave his stereo equipment behind also, and receivers.
Did he ever pick that up?
Yeah.
When?
The next evening on the 28th, I believe.
Okay. So when did your mom come to visit Mr. York?
Thanksgiving Eve, 2 days before that, so it was the 26th.
And what kind of an argument did you get into with his mother?
It started out as I was being judged by her, judgmental words and so forth.
Like what?
Like, oh, you're just a bum, or, you know, lazy, whatnot. So that's what began the altercation, and it just escalated from there to quite an immense proportion.
Was any drinking involved?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I was drinking. That was part of I was just an old drinker, or just an old drunk, or whatnot, is what she wanted to tell me that I was after knowing
but you
me
had
for
been
15
drinking.
minutes. Yes, yes.
Drinking, was
Yes,
that a
ma'am.
pattern, Mr. Burton?
It was a regular, yes, ma'am. It was an irregular occurrence.
Did you work?
I did until I got laid off.
What kind of work had you done?
I was worked at Telespectrum in got laid off with about 40 other people.
Your drinking have anything to do with it?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
He did get sent home one time from drinking and then going to work, and they smelled it on his breath.
Don't recall that.
How long did you work for this company?
3 months, and it was right at the 90-day period.
Before that, where did you work?
Before that, I worked at, actually just moved to Arizona from Alabama, and I worked at, a gas station or whatnot. And
Okay. Now, what was the most expensive item that you had in your home?
probably my stereo receiver.
And what's the second most expensive piece of equipment you had?
That would have been my digital camera.
How much was the camera?
And the accessories contained in the case would be $2,492.82.
And what's the next most valuable piece of equipment that you had?
Actually, that would be my computer.
And how much did you pay for that?
$3,376. I was actually incorrect in the order, I'm sorry.
And the stereo?
And the stereo would be $3,600.
Okay. So there was a big altercation around Thanksgiving, and he told you to leave. What did you do when he told you to leave?
Pretty much called my father, and
how far away did your father live?
he was about 40 miles away, probably.
Okay, so not very far. Is that right, sir? You went to pick up your son?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when your father got there?
My father got there. I proceeded to go out the back door because things were so intensely ambitious there between Kevin's mother and I and stuff. I just sat out back.
Okay.
And essentially my father began loading some of my stuff that was packed up in the garage into the trailer that he brought.
Well, what was in your room?
In my room was my camera. It was in the closet, the case, just my bed and clothes.
What about your clothes? Did he take your clothes?
No. We that was pretty much left. He just, my father just had got the boxes and so forth that were stored in the garage as just temporary storage.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't take any clothes, any underwear, underpants, toiletries, medicines, nothing? No pictures? Didn't take any of that stuff?
No, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes.
You seem to indicate that you don't have his camera, that the camera was taken. When was the camera taken?
I'm not positive. He had a lot of stuff in my house. A lot of stuff.
The day that his father came, did he leave his room intact?
His room was always a mess. It was never
No, was it
organized.
intact? Did he go into that room to take any property? And
He was mostly in
put
the
it
den
truck?
collecting his laptop, his video camera, and inside of the living room, the great room area, where he had his Bose equipment, and it was all packed up and boxed and
You mean he packed it up while his father was on his way?
On his way. And it was his choice to leave. I did not force him out. I did give him an eviction notice. He kept on talking to me. And
I'm just curious about what happened to his camera and computer.
I do not have it. It's not at my house. He showed up the Monday after that weekend with 2 cops and a ride-along that came along. He looked in the fridge. He looked in my bathroom. He found a 40-ounce in the fridge that was cracked open and 10 wire hangers out of the laundry room.
Could you step up, sir? I have a few questions for you. You're Mr. Burton.
Yes, ma'am.
It seems to me from what I've read and from what he tells me that the 3 most valuable pieces of property that he had was stereo, camera, and a computer. Now, common sense would indicate that when you're moving out of a place, as long as they're portable, which these things are, then you take the most valuable things first. Doesn't that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you explain to me why that didn't happen?
Well, I was more concerned for my son's well-being than I was for his personal stuff that was in
But
there.
you took a lot of property.
We took the stuff that was out of the garage. Yes, ma'am.
Right, but nobody prevented you from going inside, sir, to take the property out of his room, his clothes and his underwear. Anybody prevent you from doing that?
No one prevented us from doing that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're going to be dead or you're going to kill somebody.
I don't drink and drive anymore.
You're still drinking, sir, because you were drinking Thanksgiving of 2002.
Yes, ma'am, I was.
You're going to hurt somebody, or you're going to hurt yourself. Your father's not going to be happy. He's going to have to come and identify you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jeremy Burton says ex-roommate Kevin York owes for the return of personal property. Kevin says Jeremy is making up a story.
Now, most people who are logical put the stuff that they don't use, that they don't need, in boxes, in storage, in a basement or a garage. Isn't that what most people do?
Ma'am.
And the things that they use every day, the things that they value the most, they keep closest to them. So what I don't understand, sir, is why you and your son would go and take the property out of a garage that he doesn't use and leave $10,000 worth of equipment in the house when you weren't prevented from removing it. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's usually not true.
Well, ma'am, I had one trailer, and we wanted to load the heavy stuff out of the garage first and get the last stuff later, and I had a bad knee at the time. I didn't want to load the other stuff on
The camera?
first. Ma'am?
You had a bad knee, you didn't want to load the camera, but heavy boxes that you wanted to load?
The camera was actually in my bedroom. You know, as far as I did forget, but you know, the stereo is 61 pounds by itself, just the one piece.
So what? I could lift up 61 pounds.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm an old lady.
Yes, ma'am.
And your computer, your laptop, that's not heavy at all. I could walk around holding a laptop like this.
Yes, ma'am.
So explain that to me, Mr. Burton.
Pretty much, you know, we just, there was a house full. Kevin's friend was there, Jesse, his girlfriend.
Weren't they helping you?
Well, yes, but...
They were helping you load your stuff onto the truck.
Yes, ma'am.
So you weren't even moving the 61 pounds worth of stereo equipment yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
After you moved out, were there any other lawsuits filed between the two of you for anything else? Rent, anything else?
No, ma'am.
Restraining? Nothing.
There is a restraining order, though, that was never been served. His father was unreliable and said he didn't even know where his son lived at.
Well, I don't understand. Who filed the restraining order?
I did against him.
For what?
Just harassing phone calls, many harassing phone calls. I have a police report on that also.
What kind of harassing phone calls?
Calls, hangs-ups, silent in the background. I actually traced it and had Quest trace it and wrote a police report on it. He called me on my work number on the night of 12/11. He called me and said, "Hey, Kevin, just wants you to know I'm still in town and thinking about you. Hope you're sleeping well at night," and hung up the phone. Took me a couple of seconds to realize who it was, and then that's when I called and updated the police report. But
Can I see the police report, please?
certainly. Yeah, I should have
Mr.
it ready
Burton,
here.
does your son have a drinking problem?
Yes, ma'am.
He's a pretty young man to have a drinking problem.
Yes, ma'am, he is.
What kind of help is he getting?
I've had him through a couple of programs, and I've encouraged him to continue on with another one.
Have you encouraged him successfully?
No.
You drive a car?
Yes, ma'am.
Ever been arrested for DUI?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
How many times?
3 times.
You sound, other than this, you sound like a smart young man.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But you're going to be dead or you're going to kill somebody.
No, ma'am.
We will.
I don't continue that. I don't drink and drive, ma'am, anymore. 3rd time's the charm, right?
When was the last time you were arrested for DUI?
Over a year ago.
But you're still drinking, sir, because you were drinking Thanksgiving of 2002.
Yes, ma'am, I was. Just don't get in the car anymore. Stay at home.
So far.
Thanksgiving Eve, he was out many times to go get more liquor or whatnot up the street at Circle K.
How did he get there?
In his car. It's about 2.5 miles away up the street.
You're going to hurt somebody, or you're going to hurt yourself. Father's not going to be happy. He's going to have to come and identify you. Do you have other children, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the only one that has a drinking problem?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of programs have you been in?
Programs have I been in? I've been to the AA.
You still go?
No, ma'am, no.
You go anywhere?
No, not currently.
How old are you?
26, Your Honor.
Life is very short, Mr. Burton. It can either be a chore or it can be a joy. And you're a reasonably intelligent person, and if you choose to ruin your life, that's really a very, very sad thing. Alcohol can ruin your life. You can spend the next 20 years in a fog.
Your Honor, may I add something?
Yeah.
The second time we went down to pick up his material, the stuff that was left in his computer and whatever else was in his bedroom, Mr. York had moved those things from inside the house to the garage. And when I got over there that night to pick those things up, Jeremy had asked me specifically to ask where the computer was at. I asked Mr. York where that was, and he said it's right over here in the middle of the pile. I asked him to show me where it was, and he went over there and he could not find it, and he said he didn't know where it was.
I had never located the laptop. There was me, Jesse, even Alana, our less than 2-year-old niece, was actually carrying stuff out to the garage. So, I mean, we just wanted him out of the house and in the garage. The next morning on the 20th.
Well, the question is, sir, we're talking about the computer, only the computer. Mr. Burton says that you initially said to him, it's right here, and you couldn't find it.
That's not true.
No?
He said that.
Now, is it possible that somebody else, Mr. York, not you, of the friends that you had, took the computer?
They wouldn't do that. They were in the house the whole time with us.
That day, the next day? Is that possible?
The next day, they left. Actually, they spent the night on the next evening, but no, it's not possible at all. They wouldn't do that.
Also, Your Honor, I would like to mention when my father and I came, finally when, you know, my belongings were piled up in quite a pile in his garage.
Very nicely.
He did take the liberty of just removing all the rest of my belongings from the bedroom, which, you know, did have the camera and the case.
Well, I can't attribute to him the fact that the computer and the camera are gone. There were a lot of people involved in loading this trailer. I mean, it's one of the problems of not being sober all the time.
Your Honor, we did inspect the trailer, both Jeremy and I, several times, and there's nothing on there. There never was.
What do you think happened to the camera and the computer?
Ma'am, I don't know. It was in his personal possession.
You think he stole it?
I don't know, ma'am. It was in his house.
I don't know either. No, we moved the stuff out of the house.
Into the
garage. He says that the majority of the stuff was gone.
His bedroom was loaded full of stuff. His bed, his dressers, clothing in the...
Was any property taken out of the bedroom that first night when he left?
No, it was all placed in the garage.
By whom?
By me and Jesse and Autumn and...
After he left?
After he left, yes.
So somebody from your house moved everything that was in his room out in the garage?
Yes.
Is the garage secured?
Yes, it's locked with the garage door opener.
Your Honor, I think, I'm sorry, can I?
Yeah.
I think, you know, that would be something that police, you know, or something could, you know, oversee.
What's interesting is the defendant says that your camera and the computer were in your room. Is that right?
The laptop was actually inside of the den. He packed it up the night he left.
He did?
Thanksgiving Eve, yes.
You sure about that?
Yes, and the same night of Thanksgiving Eve, his father drove his Pontiac Grand Am home, and I get a phone call from a gentleman on his cell phone saying, "How do I return this?" I found it. I said, "I reported it to the police." So I call his father and saying, "Jeremy has lost his cell phone. Do you know where he's at?" "Yes, he jumped out of the vehicle after he got off the freeway." About half an hour later, I get a call from him on a payphone. "I need a pickup." And I asked him where he was and who he was, and Jeremy, I'm at a Circle K. "Sorry, Jeremy, you're gone."
Were you driving that night, sir?
No, ma'am, I was riding.
I was driving him home, ma'am.
About 15 minutes later, I get a call from a Circle K attendant asking to speak to Kevin York. There's a Jeremy Burton. I told her to call the authorities and not to associate with him. And the same night that all this happened, he actually locked me and my mother out in the back patio for about 15 or 20 minutes while we were on the phone calling the cops.
I'm more concerned, sir, about what happened to the camera and the laptop.
Well, this was an everyday thing. This happened all the time. I got loud music fines from my HOA, my homeowners association. One with a fine. Everything's paid up to date, but...
No, listen to me. He was a bad tenant, sir. He has a drinking problem. I'm concerned about the camera and the laptop. Because if you and your friends touched his property on Thanksgiving and moved it into the garage, which is now what you say you did, is that right?
Yes.
And he has paid up his rent until December. You have no right to touch his things and move them to the garage. Do you understand? And if you did touch his camera and his computer, you or your friends, anyone acting at your direction or with your consent, and if his things are missing, you're responsible. Do you understand? You're responsible. Drunk as a skunk as he might have been.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, if his rent is paid, you have no right to go into his room, pack up his stuff, do anything with his things, and move them out. You have no right to touch his things until December 1st. At that point, then he's no longer a tenant and his rent isn't paid. Then you have no obligation with regard to his things other than to exercise some care. Put them in the garage is a very nice thing. But you put them in the garage that night, according to you. Is that right?
And the big stuff later on, we moved that the next morning.
Sorry, sir. He doesn't have his camera and he doesn't have his laptop. And you don't know where they are. You're responsible. You have bills for those things, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Let me see them.
Can I sit down? Yeah, go ahead, have a seat. So all the bills for the stuff?
Yes, sir. There's various accessories.
Well, just the basic on the computer and the cameras is well over the jurisdictional limit of this court. You're suing the defendant for $5,000. That's what you're entitled to. Sorry, Mr. York. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Once you exercise control, Whatever happens to it is your responsibility. He was a tenant in your home until the 1st of December. If you moved his things out of his room into the garage, you had an absolute obligation to secure them. That's all. Listen to me.
हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हैं आप लोग? आशा करते हैं आप लोग बहुत ही अच्छे होंगे। हमारे चैनल में आप सभी का स्वागत है और मैं भी बहुत ही बढ़िया हूँ। और आप लोग कैसे हैं वो प्यारा सा कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताइएगा। और आज हो रहा है खेत में शॉर्ट कॉमेडी वीडियो शूट हो रहा है, तो हमारा कॉमेडी वीडियो कौन कौन देखता है वो कमेंट बॉक्स में ज़रूर बताइएगा आप लोग फटाफट, क्योंकि बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है दोस्तों। बहुत ही मेहनत करना पड़ता है हम लोगों को, कहाँ कहाँ क्या क्या करना पड़ता है, क्या क्या गालियाँ देना पड़ती है, क्या क्या शब्द बोलना पड़ता है। तो प्लीज़ आप लोग इस शॉर्ट वीडियो को, और ब्लॉग भी बहुत हम लोग जल्दी लेने आने वाले हैं कल या परसों, तो आप लोग ज़रूर आप लोग ढेर सारा प्यार दीजिएगा उस ब्लॉग को, तो ठीक है। और बहुत ही जल्द कल या परसों में आएगा 10 मिनट तक का वीडियो, बड़ा वीडियो भी आप लोग को देखने को मिलेगा और ढेर सारा एंजॉय। और किसको किसको अच्छा लगता है वो प्लीज़ आप लोग कमेंट बॉक्स में ज़रूर बताइएगा, क्योंकि दोस्तों बहुत ही मेहनत करते हैं हम लोग, बहुत ही मेहनत, क्योंकि पूरा दिन हम लोग देखिए अपने चैनल पे भी काम करते हैं। फिर चैनल का गिनती नहीं कितना चैनल है, और भैया का है 3-4, मेरा 2, प्रिया भाभी का 2, फिर आशुतोष का 1, फिर प्रिया भाभी का 2 है, फिर आशुतोष भैया का 1 है, फिर मेरा है, फिर कॉमेडी वीडियो वाला चैनल है, उस पर सारा पर ध्यान देना पड़ता है, सारे पे सारे वीडियो डालना पड़ता है। तो प्लीज़ आप लोग सपोर्ट कीजिए। और भी कॉमेडी शूट करना, पूरा दिन भर कॉमेडी शूट करना, दिन हमें 10 वीडियो या 12 वीडियो शूट हो जाता है, जिनमें हमें पब्लिक भी हो जाता है। मतलब पहले का वीडियो रहता है तो पब्लिक हो जाता है, आज बनता है कल पब्लिक होता है। और हम लोग झगड़ा करते हुए कैसे लगते हैं, हम लोग भाभी और मैं, रियल का झगड़ा नहीं रहता है दोस्तों, वैसे ही गाली गलौज देना पड़ता है, क्योंकि आप लोग की फरमाइश ही ऐसी है तो करना पड़ेगा। आप लोग के लिए सब कुछ कर रहे हैं हम लोग, तो फटाफट शेयर कीजिएगा, क्योंकि पूरा दिन भर शूट करना, फिर रात को एडिट करना, फिर सुबह पब्लिक करना, वो सिर्फ आप ही लोग के लिए हो रहा है। और आप लोग अच्छे से देखें, आप लोग सपोर्ट करें और प्यार दुलार जरूर दें, तो ठीक है। बाय बाय, मिलते हैं किसी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में।